evening, everybody, and welcome to the Steel Toe Evening Show. I'm Aaron. That's April.
Hey.
You're seated all fucked up.
I think you moved something. What is going on here?
I didn't move a goddamn thing. You are sitting in a fucked up spot. There she is. Get away from me. Get away! Welcome to the show. We've got a great one for you today. You guys are going to... Look, the evening show... If you only watch the evening show, which I highly recommend you watch both shows, but if you only watch the evening show, you're going to be a little upset with me. So, you know how the evening show people, crushed our goal last night by half of tonight's?
They killed it.
Well, the chick with the tits apparently keeps this show afloat more than anybody else. That would be you, not me. Let's not get confused.
Sorry.
And they don't care about the fat guys that I have on with me in the morning, even though it's a larger audience. So we borrowed from your guys' over to get the morning show over the hump. But don't worry, you guys are still over by quite a bit. A third of the way.
Sorry, guys.
To be clear. We'll get into that later. Don't worry. We're going to catch up with the chat, and then I expect a larger than usual audience because of the title of tonight's show. I know I was searching the internet for it, being on Who Are These Podcasts this weekend, and then having Pat Dixon on our interview show today. It got me really excited for this.
Okay.
You know, we, no pun intended, we dabble in Stuttering John.
Oh, yeah.
Not to steal the gimmick from the dabblers, but we cover Stuttering John once in a great while when something truly egregious happens. Otherwise, friend of the show, Carl Cheeseburger from Who Are These Podcasts, he's the expert, he's the master at Stuttering John, and we let him cover John on a regular basis. We cover the big ones that it's like, look, we're whores for eyeballs, we're whores for views. This one's too big for us to ignore.
It grows the show.
And we got funny things to say about the guy.
Yes, we do.
You can always tell if someone's funny. If they can make fun of Stuttering John, they're a funny person. If you can't make fun of Stuttering John, you're fucking useless, in my humble opinion.
He's a funny guy.
Been talking to Carl. I've been talking to Pat Dixon. So I'm in like a Cumia Stuttering John mood. Well, it also so happens that Cumia and I have been swimming in the same circles without knowing it. Muttering Jay on Twitter and the Dabblers community in general have been theorizing that John has been talking about three people when he's been talking about an asshole who's been trashing him about the cancer thing. Now, you know about the cancer thing.
I do know about the cancer thing.
One of his listeners, according to John, one of his listeners has a spouse who has cancer, and if you give John money to his PayPal, he'll make sure it gets to them for their cancer. Now, This is wildly irresponsible, if not borderline illegal. I have no idea what the laws are. And also not the way you're supposed to crowdfund for people.
Not usually.
It's not what PayPal's for. But anyway, John has been very upset at people for going after him, and Muttering Jay was kind enough to include me in a list of people that was two other people long. Carl Baconburger from Who Are These Podcasts, and Anthony Cumia, the legend and owner of Compound Media.
The one and only.
And then he said, is he talking about Carl Frisco Burger? Is he talking about Anthony Cumia? Or is he talking about Aaron Imholt? And I retweeted Muttering Jay, and I said, it's preposterous that you put me in this list, but I thank you, and I accept my position as the dark horse in this lottery. I'm in the horse race with those two, with much bigger subtotals than me. And I'm that horse that they had to put in there so they could get people to bet on the 40-1.
Yeah,
That's who I was, and I'm happy to be there.
I had no idea this was happening to you.
Just happy to be nominated. That's all. That's me.
I bet.
Happy to be there, guy. So Anthony apparently did not have the good humor about this that Carl and I did.
Oh, why not?
Because Stuttering John was being a fucking asshole about it. Stuttering John was threatening to take him to court. Anthony and Cumia have had their run-ins before. So this was great. This was like watching a 50, 60-year-old boxer who used to destroy. It was like watching Tyson come back against Roy Jones.
Oh, no.
Anthony decided to go old school and completely obliterate Stuttering John today.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. The old shock jock came back.
I can't wait. It'd be nice to see that.
It was an old school fucking beating from Anthony to Stuttering John, and we get to kind of be one of the first shows to cover it because Anthony just went off the air 2 hours ago.
So it's new.
So we get to, and again, thank you to Dabblers Anonymous. Shout out to Dabblers Anonymous on Reddit. They gathered all these clips. I'm so glad they did it. They did all the legwork. I just get to sit here and make fun of the guy. So let's talk to the audience for a second. Okay. Let's update you on what's going on with this show. And then let's dive into Cumia versus Stuttering John, shall we? Here we go. Now, people are betting on who the person is they're talking about. I believe that John was talking about Anthony the whole time.
It would seem that way up front.
At any rate. Shitty Imposter Syndrome writes, cool, a dad and daughter show. That's remarkably hurtful.
That is really shitty of you.
That is remarkably hurtful, sir.
In which way? There's so many ways that's hurtful.
I don't know. Me personally, I feel dejected. I feel less than. I feel
that
old.
Should make you feel old. That should make you feel like you could never get somebody like me.
Makes me feel a lot of different things.
That should make me just feel retarded.
A lot of different things.
That's good.
Posterior Attention says, listened to the Steel Toe Recycle, a.k.a. ROTC today. It's good, but not as good as this. Hey, let me say this in defense of Revenge of the Sis. They recycle as much of the stuff we did the morning of than we recycle their shit the morning after. And it's always without knowing. Like, not in my case. Sometimes I hear things on their show and I'm like, oh, I want to talk about that. But I don't think they ever listen to Steel Toe and go, ooh, I'm going to talk about that.
I was just going to say that I don't think you two show prep off each other.
No,
but it
not
sounds
at
like
all.
A little bit.
No, I don't think so today.
Okay.
Lazy Shorts says, nice job on Who Are These Podcasts? Thank you. I was the first caller on Tax today after he trashed Stuttering John and can say it was a masterful trashing that Anthony administered. I have about 8 or 9 minutes of clips.
Damn, that's a lot.
And it's fucking brutal.
I'm excited.
I mean, hats off to Anthony Cumia for the job he did. Let's even more. We'll catch up with this is kind of how we do the evening show. We catch up with our chat if you're new, then we get into the meat and potatoes of things. Even More says, hey guys, garbage fire of a fucking week. Nice to come here for some laughs and forget about it for a bit. Thank you guys. Oh, well, thanks, buddy.
You're welcome.
Hopefully we do a good job. Tyler says, dude, that attack on Owen was weak. Oh, the Gavin thing? Yeah, Gavin really didn't let... I was going to do that on the show tonight, and there's no use because Gavin didn't really go hard at anybody. He just said, I kind of wanted to have some fun and do a wacky bit, and these people were pieces of shit about it, so I'm never talking to him again.
Yeah, it didn't seem like he had much more in there.
Yeah, he didn't really go after them, so to speak. I just like Owen because he's fucking insane.
Yeah, I can't keep his mouth shut about anything.
I know. I love that Owen just flies off at the handle, doesn't give a fuck. He's got a farm out in the middle of nowhere, and he just goes, guys, this guy's a piece of shit, and he's lying to you. And it's like, Gavin's the kind of guy, Owen's the kind of guy who you tell him, like, hey, man, we're going to have a 40th birthday party. It's a surprise party for Mark. Don't tell him. He's like, Mark, these people are deceiving you. They're out to trick you and disobey your trust. It's like, Owen... We just wanted to throw him a surprise party. Fuck.
It's like he has Tourette's or something.
Yes. Hey, Owen, we're having a baby, but we want to wait a few weeks before we tell everyone. Hey, everyone at the barbecue. Todd and Sherry are having a baby, but they don't want to tell you because they don't trust you with the information, and they're not sure the kid's not going to die.
Oh, my God.
Owen! Come on, man. The fuck are you doing? I like Owen. I like Gab. Look. Here's my thing about these people I talk about. I like Owen. I like Gavin. I like Anthony. Gino's a piece of shit. But I like all of these guys. We talked to Pat Dixon today. Pat and I talked about Anthony, about Gavin, about all kinds of things.
Can't wait to hear it.
The Pat Dixon interview we're going to air as a live premiere right after tonight's show's done. I'm also banking on this show hitting the goal and us doing a half hour of overtime. That's how I timed it. So you can check that out too. Let's have a little fun with the chat, and then let's get back into it. Okay, where'd I leave off? There we go. Michael B says, good job on Who Are These Podcasts, not near as annoying as usual. Wait, them or me? Them or me? Who was not as annoying as
He did say
usual?
you did a good job, so what's it matter?
I should just take that and pick up.
You should take that
pick
part
it up.
and go home. Yeah.
Probably. Geese Artel says, "Get it right, grandpa and granddaughter show." See, now that's that. Yeah, I know you think you're helping Guy, but that's just also remarkably hurtful.
He's fat.
Just get childish with your insults. Like, oh yeah, well you're obese and gonna die
I know
young.
your shirt size.
Yeah. That's true. You do.
I do. That's why I said it.
You're overweight and probably gonna die young.
Love you, Guy.
He's just trying to make fun of us.
I do love him.
Max says April's daddy that's sitting next to her also has Down syndrome. Look at the photos she puts on Facebook.
What the fuck? I thought those were nice. I can't post anything of you.
And to the new people who are here, I just want to let you know, yes, these are our fans.
These are our fans.
Max,
we have a minimal age gap,
Max,
for the record.
Max rarely ever misses a single minute of a single show.
I know.
Except Corey. He hates Corey.
Does he?
He doesn't
Does he
think
really?
He doesn't think Corey does a good
That's
job.
weird.
Well, everybody, like today, who was it? Our big red, a couple of our big red bar guys, red
Red Dog?
Red Dog.
What are you talking about?
Who are our two biggest red bar guys that listen to the show? Nate and Rain.
Bumbaclo?
Oh, Bumbaclo's one too, but Rain. Like, who's the one who wants everyone to die?
Rain. He
Nate-
hates old people.
Nate and Rain today were fucking hammering Oz in the chat.
Oh, really?
They wanted to know where you were. Where's the girl? Bring the girl. Get rid of this guy. Rain kept calling Oz the intern and wanted me to punch him in the face.
I don't really look at the chat on my days off until I have something to say, so I don't see that shit.
I see it.
Oh, no.
And I have this
That's not nice.
I have this problem where I'm more loyal to the humor than I am the people. So I
know.
sometimes laugh at them during the show. Like, I'll look at him saying, "You should punch your intern in the face," and I'll be like, "I'm not going to read that out loud. It'll hurt Oz's feelings and make him nervous to
intern?
continue the show."
Meanwhile,
But I
Oz
think
has
it's
been
funny.
around the longest.
Right. Adam says, "This is becoming one of the favorite channel, guys. Keep up the great work." Oh, well, thank you, buddy.
Very cool.
Appreciate that. Did you get it back in? I'm invested now, says Joey.
Oh,
Yeah, we're good.
We're talking about Gordy's colon.
Yeah, where did this rumor start that I prolapsed the dog's colon?
It started this morning when you started talking about that you were convinced that if any animal ever is doing something, as long as you shove something up their asshole, they'll stop. So then I
is
put
my
in the
position.
chat that you do that to Gordy because he like nibbles and bites, you know? So then it turned into Gordy has a prolapsed colon, and I was trying to shove it back in, and he kept biting me.
I love it when they do fan fiction. Thank you to Alcoholic Ape for becoming a Yeehaw Club member. Yeah, you guys are well into the goal tonight. You guys are 195 away. Thank you very much for your generosity in keeping this show going. There's the PayPal. Super chats and memberships count as well. Thank you guys. When we reach the goal, we do an extra half hour. All right, I got to skip over all the prolapsed dog anus comments now.
Lemmy, though, rest in peace, Gordy's windsock.
Jesus. Greg Kelly
Holy
says,
shit.
Cumia is going to destroy Stuttering John. First time checking you guys out. We're going to get to it in just a second. The audience is being very funny tonight. I just want to get through their stuff. And then we'll get to, Anthony
You've got this.
and Stuttering John.
Can I have a Kleenex?
What did you do, you fucking
I
broad?
popped
You
something
can't
all
do
over my
this.
finger.
Jesus, you can't do this show with a fucking girl. Yeah, my fingers. What is
I
it, a
have goo.
monkeypox blister?
It's goo.
Oh, Christ. Citizen M says, bullshit. Aaron makes me watch and take notes on Revenge of the Sis every single day for his fucking prep burger template. That is not
Knew
true.
it.
How goddamn dare you break our confidence, Citizen M. Shitty imposter syndrome now says, wait, so you are dad and daughter? I'm so fucking confused.
You tell him.
We are married. I hate to break the mystique, but we
You
are.
didn't say that we weren't dad and daughter, though. That doesn't
That's
change
true.
anything.
Yeah, that's I'll still let your guys' mind wander.
Depending on what state, that could be legal.
I agree with Joey. This shit's getting weird. Zio Gold says Aaron's going to be the next grade A under A. I have no idea what that means. I'm going to assume it's a compliment. Standalone Cakehorn says when Oz does physical shit, it gets me every fucking time. The stroke victim he did today killed me, but not in like a stroke way.
Oh my
Shitty
God.
imposter syndrome putting it this way. Oh, y'all fuck too?
Sure do.
We sure
They're
do.
nice and filthy.
Like weird dogs. Gordy says, go ahead and kill me like you said you would. I'm not keeping secrets anymore. Gordy, I never threatened your life,
Gordy
buddy.
doesn't like you anymore.
Guy Sartell says, did you ever think of painting April's forehead green and using that as a backdrop? Fucking hell. We're never going to get to Cumia and Stuttering John. This is weird. You guys are never this funny. You've got new people here who have never watched this show before, and you guys are showing off for them. That's what it is.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
Can you imagine if you and I, though, did paint our foreheads green? That might work. Paint everything green but our eyeballs.
Thanks a ton.
I like that.
Black Ornament says, Oz sucks, but save the violent threats for Lossless. Why do so many people hate Lossless so much?
Who is Lossless?
He's a guy who comes in here every once in a while. He seems nice enough, but Black Ornament hates him. I think Michael hates him.
Was Lossless that guy that kept putting the same word in the chat?
I don't know, but they fucking
so.
hate Lossless, and he doesn't seem redeemable. I don't understand it. All right, guys, you've been patient enough. I just want to say Pat Dixon from New York City Crime Report was incredible today. I had a lot of fun with him. That interview is going up after we hit overtime today, and we end up debuting that at 9:30.
I'll have to stay up and listen.
Triple N says Lossless is an anti-Red Bar guy. Yeah, like he's been here before.
I feel like that's not a problem.
Yeah, I don't.
What?
That's fine. He's an
I don't
anti-Red
think
Bar guy.
if gun to our heads, we probably wouldn't stand up for him either. So.
All right, here we go. Stuttering John and Anthony Cumia. Now let's start this thing at Stuttering John responding to Anthony talking about the cancer grift. Now, Anthony has kind of opened the floodgates for people to shit on John with this cancer thing because Carl and I were kind of dancing the line going, it looks fucked up. It looks a little iffy. Anthony last week just came out and said, you know what? Fuck you, John. Sue me. You're running a scam on people. He just said what you're doing is illegal. You're faking it, and you're not giving anyone the money. And I'm like, wow. I guess the cat's out of the bag there.
Well, there's nothing we have to back that up, but it doesn't look good either. So
well, Anthony's that guy running right into the machine gun fire. And we're like, fuck it, let him cover us.
He's doing it for all of us. Yes.
Anthony Cumia, the closest he's ever been to being Jesus, is when he just runs into the cannon fire, becoming cannon fodder. Greg Kelly says, how much did you guys donate to the Stuttering John Cancer Fund? Just jokes.
All the
That's
jokes.
That's all. So here we go. This is Stuttering John responding to Cumia. I don't believe this is today. It could be, but I believe this is Stuttering John responding to Cumia from last week. Let's check out Stuttering John Melendez.
Yeah, take this, Pocky and Kevin from the WJP. Thank you for the $2. Yeah, here's a guy who, he got fired apparently because he had a racist Twitter tirade and he got canned. That's what the news story said. But I mean, and then this guy is so upset because I said that he's a liar because he's saying that I'm pocketing charity money. He got so upset that he decides to trash my transgender child.
Oh, wait, you know what? We're going to go to the John one last. John has already responded to Anthony's thing from today. Wow, this shit got going bang, bang, bang. I don't want to give away too much. So let's go to Anthony from today. And like I said, Anthony delivered a brutal fucking beating of Stuttering John. I have not watched Stuttering John's response yet. And I'll tell you the reason why. One, I'm an irresponsible broadcaster. But two, John is not fun to listen to.
No, he's incredibly boring.
I was listening to John on when I was on with Carl and Who Are These Podcasts, and he was playing his John clips. And I swear to God, and Carl's a great host, and Who Are These Podcasts is so much fun to do. I hope I get invited back. But he went to his last John clip, and I started to feel John fatigue.
You just felt it dragging.
We're all riffing. We're all having a great time. We're all laughing our asses off. But I was like, I felt a sense of existential dread because I had to listen to Stuttering John again. He's remarkably boring and unentertaining. Whereas Anthony Cumia will be 75 years old and he'll still be able to broadcast.
Yep.
He'll still be able to do this. And Anthony Cumia, in my opinion, is at his absolute best when the gloves are off and he's beating the living dog shit out of somebody. Because he can be accidentally funny when he's doing it. And B, he is a mean, wretched son of a bitch when he's had it. Like, from what I've heard from people, he's the nicest guy in the world. And he hates conflict and he hates confrontation, so he doesn't like to do it. And I think that might be because when he's had it, he says some of the most vile, disgusting, crippling shit you've ever heard. So I kind of organized these clips from least vicious to most vicious, and there's 3 of them. Here's Anthony talking about Stuttering John Melendez. Clip 1.
Talking about the criminal and how I'm accusing him of and I'm not even being subtle here. Yes, based on everything I know about Stuttering John, personally, having known Stuttering John over the course of the years, having seen the way he acts with people, having seen what he said to people, the blatant lies that I've seen him tell, based on that, I will absolutely say that I believe he has been stealing money under the guise of curing cancer.
You just went for it, huh?
Well, there you go. I guess the rest of us can just open up the lid and let all our thoughts out on this.
Here we go.
Anthony just going in there with the fucking Captain America shield and going, everyone behind me. He's stealing money under the guise of raising it for cancer.
Dude, I think we covered this recently. It doesn't look good. He doesn't go about it the normal way that you would set up a GoFundMe for somebody.
Right.
It's a PayPal, by the way. It's not even a GoFundMe.
And it's not a business PayPal. It's his personal PayPal.
Correct.
So you're just giving John money and he goes, I'll get it to them.
Right. You're having hope that he gets it to them.
I don't care who the person is. I don't trust anybody to do that. I will ask them immediately, why don't you set something up in their name?
Right.
I don't feel comfortable. I'll go give it to the person. You tell me who the person is, I'll give it to them.
And you know why? It's because human nature, like you're too tempted by it. It's money.
Right.
You know, how easy would it be to just skim a little bit off the top or more?
That's exactly it. I'm not saying John's taking every dime that people give.
Exactly.
And just going, oh, I'll pocket it and I'll drink Coors Lights. By the way, nobody drinks beer more obnoxiously and disgustingly than Stuttering John. He guzzles.
Ew.
When John gets a beer up to his lips, it's always like it's the last fucking beer he's ever going to drink.
Maybe
like he's about to go away to jail. Like he's Henry Hill taking that last shot in the bar in Goodfellas. You know, every sip of beer is like it's all the way back. Like he's stone cold. Like it's going to start pouring out the sides of his mouth. He's a fucking pig.
He looks like one. He does not look well kept.
No.
At all.
That's just something I've wanted to get off my chest for a long time.
That's good. Get it out.
I'm glad Anthony has decided to lean in and go, you know what? Fuck it. Sue me, John. You're stealing money from people under the guise of curing cancer. Because I'll tell you this. If I've got to put the percentage of my vote one of multiple ways, that one's getting the largest chunk of my vote.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because otherwise, you're too fucking dumb to know how bad this looks.
Right. Nothing that John did is on the up and up. Like,
Right.
It doesn't look so anyways.
So here's Anthony Cumia continuing. This is kind of the intro to smashing Stuttering John.
There. Get your lawyer, John. Get your lawyer for another non-lawsuit. Sue me. Sue me. I won't show up in court. I won't answer it. I won't pay you. I won't do it. I'll move to South Carolina. You can try to chase me down there. Whatever you want to do, you blithering fool. Go ahead. This lawyer must be... Do you have pictures of him blowing men? I wouldn't take your call. I wouldn't take your call if I was a lawyer, a baker, a fucking... It doesn't matter. Tinker, Tailor, Soldier, Spy. It's John. Fuck this idiot. I'm not picking up the phone.
Anthony would make a very good lawyer.
Yes, he would.
I think one of the things they should put in all 50 states bar exams is Stuttering John calls you for legal advice. What do you do? And if you answer, don't pick up the fucking phone, you get to pass the bar.
Yes.
You've nailed the most
That's
important thing. But, you know, I'm glad there's a couple things that I'm glad Anthony's saying here. Number one, the cancer grift. Number two, the lawyer thing. Because I've thought suspiciously for a long time because Carl from Who Are These Podcasts got a cease and desist from John.
Okay.
And then John claims he's put all these copyright claims out there, and now Carl's put him against the wall. He's challenged John's copyright claim on a video. So now John has like 7 days to file court paperwork and take Carl to court.
Got it.
I think John is fucking lying when he says he's talking to his lawyer. I'm going to do a terrible impression here. Michael Popok. See, this is why I let Carl do this shit. But I think he's fucking lying when he says he's talking to that lawyer, and I'm glad. I've only got the balls to say it because Anthony said it today. I think he's lying when he says he's got a lawyer, not got a lawyer, but he's got a lawyer on this stuff, and he's going to start suing people and this and that. John's one of those like guys, like when you were a kid and you would tell people, I can sue you, I'm going to sue you, because you thought that would scare people.
Right, it's a ruse.
John's still dumb enough to think people are scared by that.
I don't know how you get this guy on the phone. Again, I think that's a lie, too. I don't think you have all these conversations. I'm talking with this one and that one. I got this pulled. You're an idiot.
Okay.
Straight up.
It's just funny to hear someone run out of like superlatives and different words to describe your stupidity, and you just go, you're an idiot.
Yeah, that's it. You're stupid.
I think you're retarded. I think you are in the classification of being a retard.
So not only is Anthony calling him retarded like the way we would colloquially, I shouldn't use words I'm not qualified to use, colloquially call each other retarded because we did something dumb. Anthony needs everybody to know. No, he means clinically, Stuttering John is a mental retard.
You have mental retardation. Maybe.
No, not maybe.
He's saying you do.
Anthony says Stuttering John is legally retarded. That's an important distinction to make here. Medically, clinically,
legally,
all the ways, he's a retard. That's what Anthony's saying.
Look at him. Look at this fucking dummy. This drooling, fucking inept, low IQ, horrible father, douchebag.
Here we go. I told you these clips went from least savage to most savage.
That one got spicy.
Oh, get ready for more of that shit.
It gets tough when you call people a bad father. Like, I think any parent gets a little defensive when you challenge their parenting, right?
Very few things get to me. You know, you've seen me laugh off and like dismiss people online for anything. Mm-hmm. If somebody I know and respect like says like, "Oh, you're a shitty father, your kids suck," or something like that, I want to kill them.
And I've seen that too.
Right.
Yep.
So that's a weird like that one lands. No matter what John says about anything Anthony says, that one lands. I know it does. Like if it's a stranger, someone I don't know, and they say like, "Who the fuck? That's just you trying to, get under my skin. Get the fuck out of here. You got to do better than that. You got to tell me something that's true about myself. Like I'm a hack."
Yeah. Sue me, John. I swear, please. I embrace the idea of someone coming here and serving me with papers from the likes of Stuttering John Melendez. Where's my cease and desist? Cease and knock it off.
Ladies, so that's clip one. Ladies
him.
and gentlemen, I'd just like to report Anthony Cumia is fucking back. This is where,
respect.
Pat Dixon was saying today, Anthony's a legend. What motivation do you have after you're a legend? This is motivation for Anthony.
Yeah, that is.
100%.
He's coming back right now.
Yeah, this is him. Piggletine says, who is on your radio Mount Rushmore?
Ooh, you've done this before.
Howard Stern, obviously. Rush Limbaugh. I wasn't a big politics talk radio guy, but you can't deny the impact Rush Limbaugh had. Howard, Rush Limbaugh. Who's that Chicago guy who Howard was inspired by? Steve Dahl, and probably Casey Kasem would be my Mount Rushmore. That would be it. Let's go into before we go into Anthony's next clip here. Let's catch up with the audience, see what they think. John sent DMs to ROTC pretending to be John's lawyer. Ew.
Wasn't John also that guy that got caught messaging himself on Twitter? Or was that a different one? Remember when he'd reply to his comments?
Oh, yeah. Somebody said that was fake. I don't know if that was real or not, but I don't know.
That seems like obvious to me.
I agree with Yeti Machete in a way. He says most people are bad parents. Like in the fact that we all make mistakes.
Yeah, we definitely all screw up.
I think so. If John was black, this could be even more interesting.
That's true.
Ooh, boy.
Coming from Anthony, oof.
It's Shitty Imposter Syndrome says, I know nothing about these people you're making fun of, nor do I care, but I'm still watching. Great job. Wow, that actually is a weird compliment. I appreciate it. People are throwing other names at the radio Mount Rushmore. Art Bell would miss the cut by a little. Imus, no. Mancow, of course not. No.
My God.
Phil Hendry, not quite. Bubba the Love Sponge, no. George Norrie, no. Look, man, Howard and Rush are up there, no matter, regardless. I mean, absolutely, there's no question. If you want to go Paul Harvey, Casey Kasem, that's not a bad one either. But I think Casey Kasem for what he did for music. Then you got Rush and Howard for what they did for talk. All right, so. On to the next. Standalone Cakehorn says Scorch. Oh, God, if you're not an Opie and Anthony fan, you really missed it with Scorch. I think about Scorch on a regular fucking basis. I think about weird news. It's fucking disgusting. Really? It's gross. All right, let's go to... So that's the first clip. Anthony Cumia begs Stuttering John to file a lawsuit against him. Again, Dabblers Anonymous. Thank you to the person, Pickwick Pub on Reddit. On Dabblers Anonymous for
Thank you,
picking these clips out because it's great to have them. So now we've got two more clips. And again, I'm going to save the most harmful one for last.
Okay.
And then after these, we'll play Stuttering John's response to Anthony. Here's Anthony Cumia talking about Stuttering John's time on the Howard Stern Show and Leno. These are the two things that John hangs his hat on.
Yep.
It's the only reason he has an audience, the only reason anybody knows who he is, Howard Stern and Jay Leno. And Anthony's going to, again...
Because you're an ass.
Nail it
Good
perfectly. Start. Here's Anthony Cumia on Stuttering John's career.
Because you're an asshole. You've been an asshole your whole life. And, of course, you do anything to get more money. You blew through every penny you made. You didn't make much on Howard Stern. We know you were making something in the realm of between $30,000 and $35,000 a year. And you stayed there forever.
Could you imagine how worthless you have to be and how little Howard Stern has to think of your contribution to his show? That a guy who has a show that generates tens of millions of dollars a year for K-Rock alone, probably at his peak, hundreds of millions of dollars for the entire network. Could you imagine how little that guy thinks of you? That he would just let you sit there for $35,000 a year while everybody else is probably, in the terrestrial radio days, everyone except Howard was probably making well into the six figures. Howard was probably making in the millions.
Okay.
But Baba Booey, Fred, all those guys... well into, I'd say on the north end of $500,000 a year. And
nuts.
Stuttering John's making 30. And when Stuttering John comes to Howard and says, Leno's offering me a shitload of money, I'm going to take it. And Howard goes, okay.
Oh, who are you again?
Right. Do you know?
I don't think about you.
Do you know how fucking bad or how replaceable Howard has to feel you are?
Oh, yeah.
If Sal and Richard, after Artie left, said, Howard, I got an offer from this guy. Howard would go, we're going to sit down with the guys from Sirius, Richard and Sal, and we're going to keep you guys. You're too important to this show. Mm-hmm. And Sal and Richard, I'm a huge fan. I think their place in radio is very underrated. But there are a couple of dipshits who do dipshit bits that are very funny.
Good at it. Yes, they're very funny.
But Howard would fight to keep them. Stuttering John, he just let him go to his arch nemesis, Jay Leno, because that's how much he thought of him.
Okay. How much are we saying Jay Leno was throwing at him?
To be the announcer on The Tonight Show, I'm probably shorting this number. The audience will probably disagree with me. $250,000 a year.
Oh, I guess, yeah, you leave
He's
for
probably
that.
there for 5 or 6
You
years.
definitely leave for that.
Yeah.
But then why did they look him up? Why did they go after him?
Anthony's gonna nail it in this clip.
Okay.
You finally left, but you stayed there making shit money for what? Fame was more important than that? Being able to go out and someone going, hey, it's Stuttering John. Yeah, that's me. Fame was more important than that, than your family? Than being there for your fucking family? $35,000 a year. John, maybe you should, maybe move on, get something, get another job. I'm famous, I'm Stuttering John Molester. So he loses his fucking family, and then Jay Leno decided to fuck with Howard by stealing one of his guys. That's really what it was.
Okay.
If you think for a second Jay fucking Leno looked at Stuttering John and said, God damn, I need this guy on my show. The Tonight Show can't succeed without Stuttering John as the announcer.
Here's how you know it was an I'm fucking with Howard thing, and Jay Leno and Stuttering John was a pawn in the whole deal. He took a guy with a stutter and made him his announcer on the Tonight Show.
That's kind of what I was wondering. How do you get an announcer out of that?
Because
You
Jay
don't.
didn't give a fuck.
Okay.
Because Jay
We're answering the hard questions tonight.
Jay Leno is very good at being, and he is, from all accounts, a great guy. But he's great at keeping the great guy in the public persona and doing his fighting behind the scenes. Howard would motherfuck Jay. Jay's a crook. Jay's a thief. Jay's this. Jay's that. He's a piece of shit. He doesn't like the way he treated Letterman during the Carson thing, the whole deal. And Jay lets Howard go off at the mouth for years, And Jay, behind the scenes, goes, hey, you know what? I'm fucking tired of this Howard Stern guy. So take his Stuttering John. Just boop, take one of the pieces of his show that makes content and bits for him and just throw money. I mean, it was the ultimate alpha move to Howard. It was, you think you're important, radio boy? I burn more money than you make, motherfucker.
Oh.
I'm gonna take fun money and just throw it at one of your most important guys just so I can take him, and it won't be a dent in our budget here at The Tonight Show.
So now, did Howard not care about this? Is that what we're getting after here?
He pretended he didn't care about it, but there are clips of Stuttering John on Howard where Howard is berating him for leaving.
Okay.
So it did hurt Howard in some way, shape, or form.
It was a goof for 2 minutes. And the people that realized it first was fucking Jay Leno.
It's true.
And the people that worked over there. Yeah, that was funny. Now what do? We get startled with this fucking idiot. There are plenty of interviews with Jay Leno where Jay says having a conversation on air on the Tonight Show with John was very awkward.
It was. If you ever go back and watch clips of Stuttering John as the announcer on the Tonight Show, it didn't last very long. You might not find any clips of it. But like Jay would make a joke, and it was a joke where he was kind of throwing it to John to like, yes and.
Yep.
And you'd see Stuttering John back there going, yeah.
That
And
was
Jay's
it?
like,
There went no ball in the air.
yeah, and Jay's like, okay, all right, well, that's wonderful. And this motherfucker was so bad at being the announcer, but Jay just wanted to fuck Howard Stern that he dropped Stuttering John into the writer's room like an old toys the kids don't play with anymore and forgot about him until his contract ran out.
Got it. It's like shoving him in the closet and forgetting about him.
And kept him on the payroll just to spite Howard Stern. It was all a spite move.
Oh, but John hangs his hat on this, though?
Oh, yeah. Hangs his hat on that shit.
Come on, man.
He still can't help but talk about the Howard Stern day.
that's
Glory
delusional.
days. Do.
Delusional.
It's terrible.
It was there was no chemistry there. It was terrible. So a lot of times I throw it to Kevin Eubanks and we would bounce off each other and there was really nothing left for John to do. So they relegated him to a writer because he loves plugging that too. I was the announcer and then a writer for the Tonight Show.
Over under in 1 week. How many jokes do you think Jay used in his monologue that were Stuttering John jokes?
I was just going to say, I bet you he didn't use any.
No.
Not any.
None. Great gig for John.
Yeah, you could just get to sit there and get paid for nothing.
God paid a
essentially.
fuckload of money, more than any, probably young hungry comics that we now know as household names today were writing for Jay back then in the late 90s, early 2000s. And we know them now, but we had no idea who they were then. And John was probably making 3 times as much as they were and just sitting there drinking Coors Lights.
It sounds like he was just Jay's like little prize piggy that he got from Howard Stern. Like he stole it from him.
A scalp.
A scalp?
It was a
Okay.
scalp. It wasn't even a prize pig. Prize pigs provide you useful meat. John was
He
a
is
fucking
meaty.
dingy old rusty dusty scalp that Jay had on his mantle.
You were announcer as a joke. Howard and Jay had a beef. Jay figured the best way to do it was to cough up some money, some of the corporate money, and steal you away from Howard to piss Howard off. And then when they realized you were so fucking bad at the announcing job and doing street interviews without Howard and Jackie and Fred writing shit.
That's just it. So they tried to put Stuttering John back on as the man on the street bit
Yep.
that Howard had him doing, and they realized, oh shit, it really was just Howard Stern, Billy West, Jackie Martling, Fred Norris writing for this fucking ape.
Right. It's no good without them.
John was proven to be utterly talentless. And if you listen to him host a podcast or a show now, he's still utterly talentless. He's fucking garbage. He's clown shoes.
So how does he keep going then?
The
You know what I
kindness
mean?
of strangers. I don't think he is. He's substitute teaching. He's been driving Uber.
Fuck, that's right.
Yeah,
I
he's-
forget the teacher thing.
He's got alimony, child support. I mean, he's been ground down to a nub. His finances are the
no.
rock hammer at the end of Shawshank.
Oh, that hurts. It's like suffocating to hear all that.
Yeah.
For you. They were like, what do we do? So they threw him in as a writer. He sat in a room with a bunch of other people to write shit for The Tonight Show, and they would just, ignore him. Not going to take any of his bits. Oh, yeah, okay, John. yeah, great. And they would do other things. When Jay, I heard when Jay found out that John didn't write any of the questions, he was pissed, but I think he knew that. He had to know that. I think it was purely...
I don't think so. I don't think Jay knew. I think Jay was so excited to take one of Howard's guys that he just went, fuck it, just pick one.
That's kind of what it seems like. Yep.
I can't afford Fred. I don't think Jackie was there anymore. I can't afford Artie. I
Oof,
can't afford
no.
Robin. I can't afford Baba Booey. So who can I take? Casey has a drug problem. Stuttering John.
Start low.
Yeah.
a move to stick it to Howard and just using John as the buffoon, the fucking buffoon that he is. Put him on camera. He's goofy. People know him from Howard. Fuck it. And then in a short time, they were like, oh, this guy, he's terrible. He's terrible. Get him off camera. Put him behind the scenes. And the first opportunity they got to get rid of him, they did. But he uses that
True.
like a plug. From The Tonight Show. Ugh, Jesus Christ.
So Anthony is going in hard on Stuttering John here. And again, all of this from the whole thing is John's doing this fucking cancer thing. And it seems remarkably shady.
Yes, absolutely.
And Anthony was the only one out of all of us, and the people in the Dabblers were talking, Muttering Jay was talking about it being Carl, Anthony, and he was generous enough to include me in that conversation, which I still thank you. I don't know if I deserve it, but it was Anthony who, out of all three of us, had the fucking balls to go, no, allegedly. No, I think, no, my opinion. John is stealing money from people under the guise of raising money for cancer because he's broke and desperate. Anthony deserves all the credit for that because he was the first one out of all of us with enough balls to go, fuck it, John, sue me.
That's true.
And John didn't like it, so he flew off the handle, went after Anthony, and now this is the treatment he's getting.
What a fall from grace for Stuttering John. Like, you have the glory days of being with the Howard Stern show.
Yeah.
And then you're the butt of a joke to Jay Leno. Just a really expensive joke. And now you're a substitute teacher.
Yeah.
And you got to know that, like, nobody really knows who he is until he has to announce, like, oh, by the way, I'm that guy. I'm
Right.
from, The Late Show.
Citizen M says, I believe Stuttering John was only on Leno for 8 months. That could be true. I always thought he was the announcer for 8 months, but he had a multi-year contract and they just put him in a closet somewhere as a writer. You could be right, though. Snapper said he wasn't paid because he was a call screener and then went out and read scripted questions from Fred and Jackie. Yeah, exactly. Trident says, off topic, I've never seen this many people on the evening stream. Oh, well, that's very cool. Welcome to all the dabblers and the Cumia fans. If you hang around, if we hit our goal tonight, which we are a show that lives off donations. We're a small show, as you can see. If we hit our goal tonight, we're doing a half hour of overtime, and then right after this show is done live, our interview with Pat Dixon of New York City Crime Report premieres on our channel. So you can stick around for all of that. Look at us programming this like a little tiny television station.
Kind of getting wild. Do you ever just feel funky about it? It's cool.
Not yet.
I just got that feeling.
When we get to 10,000.
That was the first thing for me. That was the first big name I reached out to for you that actually worked. So I was really excited about it.
I liked Pat. Pat was really good. Now we just need Jesse Lee Peterson.
I'm working on it.
You know what?
I think I might call tomorrow.
We got Carl. We got Pat. Let's get Gavin or Anthony next.
Oh, shit. That's right.
That'd be pretty good.
Yep.
Michael B. points out the movie The Late Shift. April can attest to this. I love The Late Shift. One of my favorite movies to sit down and watch. It's about the Carson, Leno, Letterman thing.
She's super hateable, but I love Kathy Bates in there.
Kathy Bates is fucking phenomenal.
Good.
She was so good that lady actually sued her.
I do remember that. You're right.
She sued her because she was
really
so
good.
fucking good.
She does her better than she did her.
Yeah, for sure. Al says that's like stealing a kicker from a football team. It's true. That is sad. Shitty Imposter Syndrome says, what are y'all's names? Oh, are we doing this? I'm Aaron. That's April.
Hey.
Welcome. Jay Santos says his Alex. Now they're telling everyone, all the new listeners in the chat, with my impressions that are good. Well, I think this Anthony Cumia is one of the most talented people I've ever met. And I think Stuttering John is a piece of shit. Not only that, I think Stuttering John killed Kennedy.
Whoa.
We have documents. No, April, I know that you're thinking, well, now he's gone off the reservation. Now he's insane. Now he's gone crazy. But I took my alpha brain today. I drank my bone broth.
Okay, it's a good start.
And I want to tell you something right now. We have documents from the CIA, from the FBI. These are locked in a basement somewhere. We were able to get our hands on them. It is documented. It is 100% proven.
Okay.
Stuttering John, we can't say for sure that he killed Kennedy.
Okay,
right?
So you're backing down from that one.
Well, I got sued before.
Okay.
And I got to be careful.
Right, of course.
But we do know he was on the grassy knoll that day. And we do know that Stuttering John is very susceptible to cult-like influence and things like this, and he could have been a mob patsy. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
And that's all we know from our documents.
So you're saying he was there?
Yes. Hey, Howard, I stole this guy from you. Do we have to do this as Leno? Hey, Howard, I stole this guy from you. You were paying what you found underneath your couch cushions.
It's uncomfortable. That kind of turns into a little Mike Tyson.
I know. Jay Leno and Mike Tyson are very similar.
I just started picturing Mike instead.
I mean, it's nice to see you, Mike. How are you doing today? You know what I'm saying, Jay? It's nice to see you. I think you're a great innovator of comedic timing and talent, and I just think you're one of the most vicious and most ruthless late-night champions there's ever been. A
little more toothy and lispy.
Thank you very much, Mike. That's very nice of you, and I appreciate that. Scooter saying that Jay paid John $400,000 a year.
That is an expensive joke.
And as Dude says, that's some fucking spite money.
Yes, it is. That's the whole point of having fuck you money, though, right?
Oof. Yeah, I mean, Joe Rogan always said, what's the point of having fuck you money if you don't say fuck you?
Exactly.
Yeah. It was all GE money, too. It was General Electric, the corporation that owned NBC. And it was also them getting back at Howard because Howard, got fired from NBC and then went and made the biggest show that it was ever made.
So why not?
All right, let's continue on here. Why did someone delete someone writing, who's the white girl? I will tell them who the white girl is.
What?
Oh, then he said, I'm going to fuck your wife. Well, that's not very nice. Well,
I didn't consent to this.
I can understand. I can understand why you... Is this fucking this girl?
Is this fucking this girl?
I guess so.
What is going on here?
Jay made a lot of enemies. Yes, he did. I'm just trying to get through the chat so we can get to the last clip here. I just want to include you guys. Shuli cheated on his wife says Shuli cheated on his wife. Well, there you go.
It's informative. Thank you.
Why did Shuli cheat on his wife? Ask him. Ask him. The Sexy Pancake says, I did some research on the YouTube algorithm, and it actually helps to like the show more while it's live than when it's off the air. Absolutely, guys.
Yeah.
Hit the like button if you like what we're doing this evening. Thanks a ton. Bort's mouth is a penis magnet. Ha, 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 ha. Says Chuling cheated on his wife and Brent pips out his wife. Oh, the
What
Bubba,
is
the
going
Bubba
on?
people are here.
Okay.
Oh. Not a
I don't know
Shuli
these-
fan, but got to admit his steakhouse in Orlando is fire. This is getting away from me.
I know. I don't know these names.
They want me to get Hank the drunken angry dwarf on the show. Let's do that. Why did you block me, says Edgar Duran. I don't even know who you are. Oh, boy. What about Ralph?
Shit
The
got
Jesse
weird.
Ventura impression. All right, we're caught up
What
now.
happened?
So this next Cumia clip, this is the last one. It's the longest one. It's also the most ruthless, brutal fucking clip I've ever seen Anthony do.
Ever?
Not since he last hammered since he did that 2-hour episode on Opie.
Okay.
I mean, Anthony decided, fuck it, we're here now. I'm digging in and I'm not turning back. Anthony goes full family on this one.
I'm truly excited to see this. I feel like we haven't seen this in a long time.
If you didn't think Anthony had it with Stuttering John before, he's had it with Stuttering John now.
All right.
195 away from our goal today. Super chats and memberships count. There's the PayPal link in the chat if you'd like to contribute. If we hit that goal, we do an extra half hour of show. All right, here's Anthony talking about Stuttering John as a father and family man. Now,
Oh, fuck.
I co-sign everything Anthony's about to say here,
Do you really?
but it is fucking evil. But just because something's evil doesn't mean it's incorrect.
I'll have to wait and see.
Let's go.
And here's my take on John's personal life. Here's my take on his personal life. He has an ex-wife, 3 kids. 2 are adults. I believe one is 16, something like that. So we'll leave him alone. You know, just a kid.
Okay.
But he's got adult kids, one of whom was born a girl and decided to transition into a boy. Transgender. I don't know how he's done it, but he seemed to have scrubbed every picture of his daughter become son off of the internet. Do we have? Well, that's the only one. That was when Stuttering John's daughter was a girl. Now his son is a boy.
And by the way, Stuttering John freaks the fuck out if anyone says anything about his trans kid. Not only that,
Wow.
if anyone even mentions that John has a trans kid, like even if they're not saying anything bad about it, they're just pointing it out as a topic of conversation.
Yep.
He'll go on his show and they were trashing my family and they were making fun of my transgender kid. John is the biggest piece of shit in the world because he will take something someone never said and tell a complete stranger that's what they did.
Well, if they were in fact shitting all over his trans kid, can you imagine like being in his shoes, how like awkward of a position that already is?
But John has used the fact that he has a trans kid as like currency so he can talk about the issue and he knows
see,
something
that's
about
shitty.
it. So fuck him. But never, okay, Carl told me this when I was on Who Are These Podcasts recently. The minute you feel sorry for John, fucking don't, because he's a giant piece of shit.
I
All right?
definitely don't think I feel sorry for him.
John lies about everyone. I think he's done it to Royce and Mersch. I think he said like, oh, those guys said this about me, and they never did. And Royce and Mersch, we know from watching them, are 2 guys who will say heinous shit about you without prompting.
Dude, how many times have we been like on the receiving end of somebody saying, oh, you said all these horrible things about me, this is actionable and stuff? Like that happens too.
So this Stuttering John will hear someone mention his trans kid,
Okay.
and he will tell like a total stranger, like some politician he has on his show, this guy Anthony Cumia, he makes fun of my transgender kid. So then Anthony decides, you know what? If this piece of shit, I've had it with this fucking guy. If this piece of shit is going to tell people that I make fun of his transgender kid, you know what I'm going to do?
Make fun of his transgender
I'm going to make
kid?
fun of his transgender kid. And ooh, boy, does this one get a little laugh with your hand over your mouth.
Okay.
Girl turned into a boy, and I'll be damned if I can find one fucking picture of he probably tries his best to keep that shit off of there. But what a cute girl, you know. I guess that was the high school dance thing or graduation where she and her girlfriend won like the queen of the. So that's what John, did. Pop that picture back up again, because and it was like groundbreaking because it was lesbians and they're. But then she decided she didn't want to be a lesbian. She wanted to be a dude. And here's what I think.
Get ready.
I'm waiting.
Because this has been pent up in Anthony for a long time. Anthony's not known for having politically correct takes.
Not really.
And Anthony now has his own network where he can say whatever the fuck he wants.
Right.
You know?
It's pretty cool.
So Anthony has probably been holding this in for a while because he's thought, well, it's not fair. I'm going after John's kids. But now John has annoyed him to the point where Anthony's like, nope. Fuck it. If he's going to tell people I'm doing this, then I'm at least going to get the joy of doing it.
I'm going to make it good.
Yeah.
I think because Stuttering John was such a poor parent, such a non-existent father for this lovely girl here.
Uh-oh.
That she was screaming for some kind of attention. Screaming for some type of attention.
Ouch.
And just didn't get it. Her dad would rather be the goofy guy making $30,000 a year at Howard Stern's show, or being the joke on Leno, than to spend actual quality time with his fucking family.
Ooh-wee.
That is a man who
That
has
stung.
fucking had it. That is a man who does not give a shit if he looks bad in this whole feud.
What if his kid came out and said, you know what? Anthony was right.
You know what? The reason this, and we're going to play John's response and then we'll be done with this next. I think the reason Stuttering John felt the need to respond to this is because I think deep down there's a dark part of Stuttering John that thinks the same thing Anthony thinks.
Usually when people get when they evoke a super severe reaction to something, there's something in there that they were thinking already on those lines.
Because when you have a gay kid or a trans kid, you have to support them.
Yes.
You have no choice. So John's had to do that. But if you don't think there is a dark place in John's soul, a place that he doesn't even like going to himself because he's worried he'll never come out of it, that goes, I wonder if my behavior as a father, if being the drunken dipshit buffoon on the radio every day, if being the subservient cuck boy to all these people on the Stern Show for all these years, if that ever led my daughter to be ashamed of me, if that ever led her to not have any male guidance, if that led her to lash out and rebel, and that might be part of why they're trans today.
It certainly contributed.
If he says he doesn't ever think about it, he's a fucking liar, and it hurts too much for him to admit it.
Yep. There's not even a small chance that he hasn't thought that before.
I think Anthony's touching a very raw place in John's nerves right now, talking this way. But you know what? John's earned it because John accuses people of talking shit about his kids all the time when they never have. So John, once again, just like every problem your kids have ever had, you can probably draw a straight line back to John's dumb, big fucking mouth.
So the girl, starved of fatherly love and attention, goes, can you cut my tits off? Can you just cut my tits off and we'll try to fabricate some kind of a cock, a proxy cock, a cock's proxy.
Fuck.
I told you I put these in order of least vicious to most vicious.
This is painful.
This is old school Anthony
Can
coming
you
back.
imagine being John hearing this for the first time? Oh my God, you were fuming.
This is Anthony back again.
Proxy cock. And I'll be a boy now. And John, then, because John would say nigger and...
Whoa, oh, God, I forgot about that part. I got to disavow,
Jesus.
disavow.
Christ.
Disavow.
Just hearing the N-word out of nowhere.
Woo!
Sorry, YouTube.
retard and everything. Back in the Howard Stern days, he'd joke on Robin Quivers for her race. He had some song parodies that he did with nigger. He'd say retard all the time. This is who John is. Now, when your daughter decides, because she's attention starved because of her fucking non-existent father's love, to become a boy, now you have to do something. Because I believe at some point in his life, he might start looking back and go, nah, maybe I screwed the pooch. So...
How do you, I haven't heard John's response to this, but how do you come back to any of this?
I think the only response is you don't.
I don't know how you respond to
That's
this
it.
and save any kind of face. This
I
is
don't
humiliating.
think-
This is a death stroke.
I think the only way you can come out of this, not even looking like the better guy, but just with a little dignity intact, is you don't respond to this.
So he becomes this insanely, unreasonably left-wing mental patient now. Remember, same guy dropped N-bombs constantly, retard, just a nasty Long Island piece of shit. That's what he is. We all fall into that category. Nasty Long Island piece of shit.
So that's Anthony on Stuttering John today.
That one's gotta hurt.
That's Anthony's take on the whole Stuttering John thing.
I like how he actually says the N-word, but then just calls it the N-bomb after that.
Yeah, right? Like
What
you
is the
say
point?
it. You say it 3 or 4 times. And then after that, you say N-bomb. Like, Anthony, it's a little too late to let off the pedal now.
Yeah, might as well go all in.
Oof.
That one really hurt, though. Like, because even just every parent ever, if any small minor thing goes wrong with their kid at school or a behavior or something, like, most parents sit and agonize over, like, any little thing they could have done wrong to cause that to happen with their kid.
Yeah.
So with something that massive, something that uncomfortable, that hit home.
So people are saying that got Aaron nervous. It certainly did.
Yeah, I choked.
Disavow.
Sorry,
as it
YouTube.
were. So anyway, there's Anthony's take. Somebody said in the chat, I think it was Michael B., he said, this is fucking brutal. He said, if anyone talked about my family this way, we'd fight in the street. And, like, John has no recourse here.
No, he can't do anything.
Absolutely no recourse. Michael says, did John respond to him? We do have a Stuttering John response. I thought this was from days ago, but apparently this must have been right after Anthony's show ended.
Okay.
Because he mentions Anthony talking about his trans kid and stuff like
that.
that.
So he just heard it that fast?
Yeah. Oh, he's probably John was probably watching it live. Who are you?
You know
kidding?
what? You're right.
He watches everything Carl does about him. He watches everything Cumia does about him. John can't help himself.
Isn't that kind of a mistake, though? Would you do that?
No, I would. If it were a show that
What's
big,
the line you
I
draw?
would want to know. Like when Gino shit on us, like I knew what I was going to say about Gino and how I was going to come over the top of him without even hearing what he had to say. Because I've watched Gino Bisconte before. He talks a mile a minute, never goes anywhere.
Yeah.
So I knew that whatever he had to say, it was hacky and it was just lowbrow, dumb shit. So I was like, I'll just hit Gino where it hurts. And then a day of that, and Gino went, well, I'm done with this guy. You're not fucking done with this guy. You got humiliated.
Dude, we
Stop
had him saying happy birthday to Jake Hudson by the end of things. Remember that? That was the one last thing that you guys commented on together.
Yeah. He wished our Jake
Of all
Hudson a happy
things,
birthday.
That ended everything.
John was responding to the tweet Ant put out, says Zero. Okay, so this response is to... This was before Cumia went live. So this John response is before Cumia's live attack on him. So let's check this out. Then we'll be done with the Anthony John stuff. The goal tonight is at 195. If you feel like chipping in, if you enjoy the show, please do. 195 away from that goal. If we hit it, we do an hour and a half more show tonight. Right now, we got an hour left. Of course, to thank our audience for supporting us and keeping us on the air. We always tack on an extra half hour of show. With lots of stuff prepared for you if we do hit that goal. So if you feel like chipping in via Super Chat, membership, or PayPal, please do. That would help a ton. And let's knock that goal out for tonight. So this is Stuttering John responding to Anthony Cumia. Here we go.
Yeah, take this, Pocky and Kevin from WJP. Thank you for the $2. Yeah, here's a guy who, I mean, he got fired apparently because he had a racist Twitter tirade and he got canned. That's what the news story said. But I mean, and then this guy is so upset because I said that he's a liar because he's saying that I'm pocketing charity money.
Anthony was not mad.
No.
Anthony had just fucking had it with your nonsense and decided, you know what? This has, first of all, been building for years. These two haven't liked each other. because Stuttering John can't take a ball busting without going way too far, and he's way too fucking sensitive, and he's not funny, and he can't hang with the likes of Anthony Cumia. So Anthony will leave John alone until John becomes like a boil under his skin, and Anthony's like, let's lance this motherfucker.
That is, like, often a typical response, though, from the person, like, in John's position that, oh, now he's all mad and stuff. Like, you did these things that probably, like, caused a worthy response from Anthony.
John,
and now, oh, why are you so mad?
John, the first time you threaten to sue someone and take them for everything they're worth, they'll go, John's a fucking idiot. That's not a big deal. The second time you do it, oh, there goes John again. By the third time, that person looks around and goes, is anyone going to fucking shut this moron up? Okay, I'll do it. That doesn't mean Anthony was mad at you for calling him a liar. He was mad because you kept saying you were going to fucking sue him. So he said, you know what? Fuck you, John. Sue me. Come on.
Put your money where your mouth is.
I'll give you all of the ammo you need. Let's do it. John, you made hundreds of thousands of dollars in your career. Can you buy a non-shitty mic, please? I mean, we had a severance package from a shitty small-town radio station when we came to streaming, and we could buy the decent stuff. Fuck's sake, John.
Yeah, if you do it right, it really stretches.
Yes.
Quite a ways.
John, it's like $500 for a Rodecaster Pro, which can EQ every mic you have so you don't sound tinny and echoey like you do. Shure SM7Bs, the EV mics are just as good as this.
Couple nice cameras.
You've got the shitty Shure stage mic that comics use.
Pat Dixon, by the way, a couple really nice compliments towards our set today, you said.
Yeah, Pat Dixon was really good. He's like, I've watched a few of your guys' shows and a few of your clips. I like your sound setup. I like your studio setup. So I counted one in the pro backdrop column from Pat Dixon.
And I'll take that from a Pat Dixon. Thank you.
Exactly. Upset that he decides to trash my transgender child. I mean, this is the level. This is the level of despicable. This is how
dummy can't say despicable. This is the level of bad guy stuff.
Bad guy stuff.
Low this person is. Okay, I mean, you should only feel sad. This is the level of how low you can be. But
right, so stop fucking with these people.
Yeah, why do you do that?
John's one of these guys. He starts shit, and then when people hammer him back harder, he goes, "Look at how low these guys are."
He's like a little mouse taunting a cat. Like,
and then when he gets bit, he goes, "Why is that cat such a bully?"
Exactly. Oh, why are you so mean?
You know, I've already reached out to Rain, Glad, and Bullies Out.
Oh, fuck you. You pandering piece of shit. God, I wish I could find out what Howard thinks about Stuttering John. Now, he probably doesn't. Howard never leaves his house, so he probably doesn't think about Stuttering John. But how embarrassed he is that this is where this fucking idiot is now. I've contacted Rain and Glad and everything else. Do they want to hear the shit you've said about gay people and black people and stuff like that in your career, John? You fucking hypocrite.
Maybe I'll work at getting Howard's opinion for you.
Good.
God, that is a pipe dream, isn't it?
Good luck.
Woo.
Because this, and Twitter support, because this kind of shit should not be allowed. You know.
Fuck you, John.
Homophobia, transphobia? Nah.
Oh, why? Because you feel guilty because your kid became trans, probably because you're a shitty dad? Well, if Anthony can say it, I can say it.
Gloves are off.
Anthony, you are our hero. You have been the torch in the darkness on the Stuttering John thing.
Aaron missed you.
Yes.
Back.
But, John, just because you feel guilty as a dad doesn't mean you need to project that onto Anthony or Carl or me or anybody else. Look, man, that's your hang-up, and you're obviously dealing with it by guzzling Coors Lights, getting really fat, substitute teaching, and trying to eke out a living driving Ubers and shit.
Nah, not in this day and age. Just because you got a little butthurt because I called you out for calling me for stealing a good friend's cash that I collect for her spouse who's going through expensive chemo And you had the audacity.
You're collecting it into your own pocket, fuckface. You brought this on yourself. Quit acting like a victim.
It's not in their name.
You told people to put money in your pocket and, oh, trust me. And by the way, Howard Stern said about you, John, you're running a scam a minute. And I don't think people like that change. So you're sitting here telling people, oh, trust me, believe what I say. Put money in my pocket. I'll make sure it gets to these people. And then when people go, hey, John, how about you have something set up for them? Oh, they don't want that. Really? Because you haven't had time to ask them. We just asked you now, and you said they don't want that. I'm sorry, John, but you don't come off as trustworthy. And quit acting like Anthony was butthurt because you called him out. That wasn't it. You wouldn't stop talking about how you're going to sue him. So he said, you know what? Fuck you, fat boy. Sue me.
It sounds like
dumb old drunk.
Sounds like most people would never get butthurt from the likes of this guy.
No.
You know what I mean? He's just too low on the totem pole.
The panic in his voice, the speech pattern change, and everything else, it is panic time for old Stuttering John.
Audacity to lie about me and call me out. And then because I call you out for your lies, you get all butthurt.
That's a good impression of a butthurt guy, John. You spent years on the Howard Stern show and you didn't learn how to trash people?
This is really uncomfortable to watch, actually. It's both boring and sad.
He's so fucking bad. Every time he opens his mouth, he proves how right Howard Stern was about him all those years.
Phil the drill. Thanks for the $5. Pocky should be the last person to criticize trans people.
Yeah, so John doesn't like bullying, but he calls Anthony Pocky because of Anthony's pockmarks from his childhood acne.
Oh, really?
But bullying is wrong. First of all, my position, call him Pocky. He can make fun of you for being a shitty dad. So now shut the fuck up and take it, bitch.
It seems like most people that like to take a stand publicly against like racism or like bullying and shit like that, they're the quickest ones to do it as soon as they're the ones that are being bullied.
John, you're not against Anthony, quote unquote, for his bullying. You're against it because he's kicking your fucking teeth in. That's why
he's
you don't
good
like
at it.
He's better at it than you, John.
Yeah, I know. He's got enough problems of his own, you know. I mean, allegedly, he was arrested, right, for biting his way young. He's old enough to be her father, biting her hand, and then, I don't know. I know he got...
Yeah, and you know what? He didn't even fuck that girl up enough to turn her trans. What's your excuse, John?
It is.
Got arrested. I'd already pleaded guilty, I don't know. And that's what I read. I don't know,
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, that's what I read. He's quoting the case chapter and verse. Oh, that's what I read. John, you followed it.
I don't know.
Stop.
It's alleged, but I mean, that's what I read. I don't know who would be biting some young girl's hand. This sounds a little sick.
Any older man who's dated a younger girl?
Yeah, Aaron bites me all the time.
I don't know who would want to bite a younger girl. Have you ever talked to a girl in their 20s? Oh, the most biteable human beings you'll ever meet.
They taste good.
That and a menopausal bitch.
Sick to me.
Joy Behar and you, the most biteable.
But that's him. I've never been fired from a job for any of the horrible offenses he has.
Yeah, but you've been stashed in the closet because you're untalented.
You're the butt of a joke at every job you've had.
Yeah, John.
Which one's better in your opinion? I don't know.
John, let's call a spade here, buddy. Jesus. All right, that's it. That's our coverage of Anthony.
Wow.
And Stuttering John.
What a treat. I love seeing Anthony in that form.
It is nice to see Anthony come back to just going, you know what? All this shit I have ready for my show today, fuck the politics, fuck all that stuff. Let's beat the shit out of Stuttering John.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Fuck everything.
All right. Guys, let's see if we can catch up on that goal a little bit now that we deep dived into that. Nice crowd here tonight. If you feel like chipping in a little bit, let's do that. There's the PayPal link in the chat. 195 away from tonight's goal. We started it at 200 because you guys were so generous last night. So thank you very much for that. Let's see if we can go on a nice little roll here. Otherwise, in about 40 minutes, we'll pass the hat around at the end of the program. But if we can knock it down before that, that would be great. PayPal link in the chat. There it is. It's also up at the top of the page there. Super chats and memberships count as well. Hey, become a member of the program if you're new here. We do a special members-only show on Sunday nights. You get put in a drawing every prize show at the end of the month for $100. And you get access to special emotes if you become a member. I think for you, it's like $6.99 a month. It's $5 a month for us, and it helps. So
Great deal.
Thank you guys very much. If you're a fan of the show, consider contributing. $195 away from tonight's goal. Let's go on a little run here. Aaron, seriously, fuck these tryhards. Stern's legacy will be buried in the most respectful way by what you've built with your bare hands. Stern and his fellow commies are like Cuomo 2.0. You know what? I'll be honest with you. I don't really think about Howard Stern anymore. He accomplished what he accomplished, and now he's running out the string. Basically, they're paying him a shitload
Now
of
it's money.
so he shows up and does a show every couple of days. Standalone Cakehorn says, if my lips ever thought about touching Joy Behar, I would burn them off.
That is
Just for the thought.
That is a weird one to bring up. Joy Behar's biteable.
She's a very biteable
I go
person.
for a Martha Stewart.
Fuck, marry, kill. Martha Stewart, Howard Stern, Joy Behar. There you go.
Ooh.
Chew on that for a little bit. And while you're chewing on that, remember, hit the subscribe button, smash that like button, and click the bell to get notifications.
I've got it.
Yeah.
I've got to fuck Howard Stern, right? I've got to kill Joy Behar for sure.
Okay.
And I'm marrying Martha Stewart because I know that bitch will do anything she can to make us money and protect that shit.
That's true.
And she survived prison.
She'll teach you how to insider trade too,
Yes.
which is really nice of her. Flashy Vic says, I only donate to PayPal that might but more likely not donate a tiny percentage to chemo treatment. Well, if you find yourself generous enough to contribute to this show, that would be wonderful. We always tell people, if you just found the show and you think you like it, give it a month or two. After that, if you think you're a big fan, $5-10 a month, that keeps us going for sure. So thank you guys. Let's make sure we get on that here this evening.
Yes,
Great
sir.
Scott says, I'm killing Joy slowly. Jesus.
I mean, she has been unbearable.
I'm sorry. I didn't know I was going to rile so many people up with that question.
You did. You stirred up a hornet's nest.
My God.
Well, okay, you answer it now.
Joy, what was it?
You
Joy
gotta
Behar,
fuck
Howard
one, kill
Stern.
one, marry one. Joy Behar, Howard Stern, Martha Stewart.
I'm going to marry Howard Stern.
Interesting.
I'm going to fuck Martha Stewart. And then, do the act to Joy Behar.
Oh, yeah. Should I have not said that?
I don't give a shit.
I would never harm Joy Behar for real.
Never. But I would marry Howard
I love her
Stern.
hair.
I would marry Howard Stern for multiple reasons. He's got more money than all of them.
I thought about it.
And he also has stories. And he's got great
Well,
advice.
See, now you're making me have to okay, but if you marry Martha Stewart, she makes you good food.
Howard can buy all of our food. Howard can get us a personal chef.
Howard is a...
And with the tautness of my anus, he will do anything I ask because he will be enamored with it. I have one of the famously
I saw that thing today.
most taut anuses you're going to find.
It did look pretty tight.
Thank you.
I did see it today. That
Thank
was,
you. So,
it's an experience.
look, part of being a partner is knowing what you're worth.
You never use that as leverage with me.
No, I don't have to. I have so many other good qualities
Sure.
that I don't even have to get to this part. Trident says this show got really gay. Guilty. It did. It got remarkably gay.
Aaron went right to butt stuff.
I did. Now I don't know how to dig out of it,
Neither did Howard.
figuratively or spiritually. This show got really gay. What did you teach it? No, taught. T-A-U-T, like a tight,
What did you teach it?
a tight anus. Not like I taught my anus something, although it can fetch.
You can play the flute with it, like
Oh,
Lizzo.
for sure, and the French horn. Mr. Monkeypox says the verification of a taut anus is the best part of having one.
Aaron's favorite part of a French horn is the fact that you fist it.
Do you? Do you have to fist a French horn?
You do, actually. You hold it, and you have to put your hand in the big hole.
I'm learning things. I'm learning them. Guys, we did talk to Pat Dixon. We're going to debut that at 9:30. We'd like to do some overtime tonight so we can get to the Pat Dixon interview. Let's make sure we knock down that goal a little bit. When people first find this show and they criticize it, like, you guys ask for money, it's like, Yeah, we'd be off the fucking air if we didn't. I mean, I'm sure that Anthony Cumia Stuttering John shit was great. I'm sure that was an awesome segment. It wouldn't exist if we didn't hit our goals. So there's kind of that balancing act that we have to pull. So
really, it's the same with everyone ever. If they didn't get subscriptions or whatnot, they'd all go away.
We are NPR as fuck over here. What can I tell you guys? So there you go. 195 away. Let's start knocking at that. Family of four's $1,113 trip to Universal Studios shocks the internet. This is one of the reasons why I never want to go to Disney, like as a whole family.
Oh, I don't have any interest at all.
I mean, it is the places you can go and the things you can do for an entire week or weekend for the money it would take to go to maybe just one, if not multiple Disney properties is, I don't know how anybody goes anymore.
Mind-boggling.
I have no idea. A TikTok video documenting how a one-day family outing to Universal Orlando Studios in Florida set it back more than $1,100 went viral over the weekend, generating more than 1.5 million views. Miranda Pierce, a British marketing agent, flew with her husband and their 2 young sons to the Orlando theme park. The cost of one day at Universal Studios, the caption read, against the backdrop of a photo of the family. The family paid $483 for tickets. So that's just...
Oh, my God.
Okay, so that's just a family of 4. So it's over $100 a person just to walk through the front door.
Jesus.
Just to go to the park, it's $100 a person. Plus an additional $396 for fast passes.
Just what? So you can skip every line?
Yeah, if you don't get those fast passes, you'll stand in line for an hour at least.
And you
for
won't
everything.
do anything.
Yeah, which allows visitors to skip the line at some of the rides. So before you walk in the door, you're in about $880.
That's sick.
Pierce and her husband also paid $62.79 for lunch, $42.60 for souvenirs. That seems low.
That part's really low.
$36.39 for dinner. So they were getting like
Also low.
chicken tenders and fries and shit.
From like the little shack thing. That wasn't a sit-down dinner.
Well, because you paid $880 to get in the door. $27 to park their car, $21.79 for breakfast, $19.76 for ice cream, $19.16 for drinks, and $4.25 for coffee. Not even including tips. $1,113.
That alone, like, despite all the bullshit drama that goes on at like Disney and stuff like that, there's no reason to go for that price to me. Like, it's not appealing. You can sit at home and watch every fucking Disney movie under the sun and have a great family time. And, you know, what, $20 on snacks?
Yeah.
And what are you doing? You're going to see a castle that you can't even go inside?
And it's also one day.
One day, yeah,
Like, look,
we forget that part.
If you got to get a hotel room, you're talking, what, $250?
And they came from the UK, right?
Okay. Well, then you're talking plane tickets, hotel.
British, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the UK.
Yep.
So you're talking about plane tickets. You're talking about hotels. I mean, that's maybe a $3,000 weekend, $4,000 weekend.
Almost doesn't seem worth it.
If that's all you do.
Right.
If that's all you do the whole time that you're there, you're going to end up paying $3,000 to $4,000 just for that weekend where you went and did one thing. Oof.
It just seems sick. And I mean, if your kids are like super young, they're not going to quite enjoy it yet.
Right. Let's go to Snapper. He says, took our 2 boys to Disney World 15 years ago for 4 days on site. And it was a 5K tab.
Oh, no.
Thank you, Walt.
See, don't do that. No.
Fuck.
You can do so many more fun things with kids for so much less.
Flashy Vic says, we British don't tip automatically. You have to earn it. You know, I noticed that when we were in Las Vegas, at the bottom of your receipt a few times, it would say, for our foreign guests, this is the recommended tip scale.
Oh, really?
In the United States, because there's a thing about, you know, in America, we tip differently. A big thank you to Matthew Steeg, hopefully starting a run for us. $10 over there on PayPal.
Thank you.
185 away from our goal tonight. I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. Let's see if we can knock that down while we get into the last half hour of tonight's show, or the last hour. If we hit that goal, we go to overtime, and then we'll wrap up just in time to send you guys over to the Pat Dixon interview.
Yes, sir.
Which should be great. Gurmy says it's almost like a Vegas trip for kids. If you go to Las Vegas for 3 nights and you get the nicest food you possibly can, and you gamble a couple $100 a day
And lose it.
I don't even think you'll spend $4,000.
You won't.
So, I mean, and that's like, if you want to eat at just like, Virgil's Barbecue or like little, stop and sit down places.
Middle of the road.
Not like In-N-Out Burger, but like middle of the road places. You could probably go, let's
Buddy
see.
V's, like a nice little Italian
You
joint.
could probably eat for $150 a day.
Yes, you could.
You could get breakfast, one big breakfast, and then a big meal later in the day. You could probably eat for $150.
And you could eat really well for that.
Yeah, like you could eat Virgil's, and between the two of you spend about $50-$60.
Yep.
And then you go to, I don't know, Starbucks or something for breakfast, and you probably spend $30-$40.
Easy enough.
You could probably eat well for $150 in Las Vegas, and then between the two of you gamble $500. You drink $150 worth of beers. You could do Vegas pretty decent on less than $1,000 a day.
Yes, you could.
And then if
We've
you talk,
done that.
Yeah,
many times.
So, and that's like you're not skimping either.
You're having the greatest goddamn time too.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would say that Disney is a fuckload more expensive than Las Vegas is.
I get that like Disney is like the thing for kids. It's awesome. I get there's a lot of cool things to see, but man, for that price, I'd be sitting back here. I'm gonna like calculate to the day, like till them kids are old enough, they're gonna like appreciate it. They're gonna be able to walk that entire day because it's a lot of walking, is it not? That's insane.
Kane J says Vegas is so much cheaper than that. Yeah,
yes.
For sure. Informal Warfare with $2. Thank you very much, buddy. Says good morning to you too, Aaron. What?
He only says that because you put good morning in the goal thing every time, but
whoops.
That's okay.
Hold on. Let me do a thing.
You did it yesterday too.
I'm going to fix the goal thing. Good evening. There we go. 185 away from the goal. And now it says good evening. Maybe now we'll actually hit the goal tonight. Since I'm saying good evening instead of good morning, I may have confused people.
That'd be good.
185, if you feel like chipping in, let's do it. It's been a great show tonight, but we haven't really been asking much during that John and Anthony stuff. And now we're rattling the can, if you will, to knock it out tonight. Because whatever we don't hit tonight rolls into the next night. And if we go over, however, we roll that into the next show as well as credit. I usually go for 3 days and take $5,000 I don't plan on coming home with, says Jay Santos. If you go for 3 nights to Las Vegas and you take $5,000 with you, you're going to have a great time.
You can have a phenomenal time at that price.
You can have a very good time at $5,000. Dude says, well, I woke up like 30 minutes ago, so I appreciate it. Hey, no problem, dude. I do it for people like you. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you like what we're doing. Hit the like button. That helps a ton, too.
Hit the subscribe button, smash that like button, and click the bell to get notifications.
Plymouth Stoned with $9.99. Thank you very much. That's going to knock us down to $175 for our goal this evening. Thank you very much. See, we're going to get on that roll, and then we'll pass the offering plate around at the end of the show. We'll knock out that goal for you guys. Thank you very much for supporting our lovely little program here that continues to grow.
Yes, thank you.
Kane J says $5,000 includes the hookers. Well, I mean, obviously, what are we, a bunch of fucking children over here?
Gotta get good ones.
We all know. Take your kids to Disney when they are old enough to let loose to do their own shit. Then you and mom go drink.
I love that idea.
It's good. They want to be around you anyway.
They really don't. No, even now it's like they just want to go play with their friends or play their video games.
Loaded Wrench says, this isn't a replay. No, we're not doing replays. Thank you.
Citizen M said, too, he's like, look, I love going there, but if I had any more than 2 kids, there's no way in hell. And that makes sense because, like, they just keep adding up. Think about that cost of just walking through the door. That's an extra $100 per kid.
Yeah.
Just for an entrance fee.
Informal Warfare says, why is the goal always divisible by 5? Aaron can't do math. It's because of that reason. It's because I can't do math. So for the next one, I under and I round down, and for the one after that, I round up, so it all balances out. Don't you worry.
Ryobi just says Vegas hookers have STDs.
Ooh, they fucking better.
Yeah, are they a Vegas hooker without them?
You're having a Vegas hooker and you don't get an STD because of it. I feel you got ripped off from your experience.
I'd say they might be a Fed plant.
Yeah, fucking FBI agent. Show me your gonorrhea or I'll know you're a cop.
Right? I know you're faking it.
Exactly. sit here and tell me that you're a real Las Vegas hooker and you don't even have the clap, you fucking hoe.
I need to see a couple crabs wandering around.
Yeah.
Can you see those things?
No, I'm sure you
I have
can't.
no idea what that looks like.
What do you think? I've looked at crabs before?
I don't know if you've had crabs.
But I get under a microscope and I stare at people's bush to see if they have crabs?
In a weird way, I don't know if I've ever asked you if you've had an STD.
No,
before.
I've never had an STD. Thank you very much.
I gave you the respect of not asking.
What if I had an STD ever? What would you think it would be? What do you think I would
Chlamydia.
get? Chlamydia?
Yeah.
So I'm a hack.
You are definitely a hack.
So I get hack disease.
You went with basic bitches with basic STDs.
Someone would trick you into fucking them and they'd give you gonorrhea.
Isn't that treatable though?
Well, look, I didn't say they were. I mean, they're all treatable now. I mean, except for the biggies. They're all treatable.
Wait, didn't your dad give you herpes?
You just look like a girl who would be tricked into fucking a guy with chlamydia or with gonorrhea.
Oh, that's shitty of you.
Yeah, you look like a girl who could be talked into a gonorrhea dick. Back in your day?
Can you see it?
Back in your day? Yeah, you would
Can
get
you see
fooled.
gonorrhea? Can you see chlamydia? I don't know. I've actually never
I don't
had
think
them.
so.
Surprise, surprise.
I think gonorrhea is just like a cheese custard dick kind of thing.
Oh.
Isn't gonorrhea?
Oh, like the shit that like
I think gonorrhea
just
is the one that's
oozes
called
out?
the drips, isn't it?
fucking hell, man.
Yeah, drip dick.
Oh.
Is gonorrhea.
It just rips.
Yeah.
Stop.
You look like the kind of girl who would get drunk in college and not really inspect or know. You're just like, you know what? I need a dickin'.
Hard
And
to
the guy,
inspect.
yeah,
Hard to inspect when it's in the dark.
right,
You know,
exactly. So you
ran
just
right upstairs after the party.
you just get the old custard ween inside of you, and
All feels the same, baby.
yep, you'd definitely be a gonorrhea gal.
Oh no, keep going. I want to hear more.
Citizen M says, "Stop this! Stop it now!" Deal. Jessica J says the guy who has a few kids. Kids aren't STDs. How dare you?
That's funny though.
Dude says the clap. They clap your balls together and it comes out. I don't think that's how it works, but thank you anyway. Thank you anyway.
Some kids I could understand that comment.
175 away from our goal tonight. If you feel like chipping in, there's the link. There's Informal Warfare with 314. You add that up with the 2, that's a 5. That brings us down to 170. He says, I finally got a round to donate it.
Do you see what he did there?
The pie?
Yeah.
Pie is round.
3.14.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did his own dad joke.
I appreciate that very, very much. There's Dirty Major Woody dropping in $20. He says, I thought it was still the morning show. Here's some cash to help the evening show. Wow,
Thank
thanks,
you.
buddy.
What a nice guy.
155 away from our goal tonight. So there we go. We're knocking it down on a very big show tonight. Jack Floyd says, good evening, guys. Just wanted to tell you Phil was talking about the chicken sandwich again. You know,
Really?
It's too bad. I put up a new DSP video today from his anti-Labor Day shtick that he was
I love
doing.
that, by the way.
And I have to tell you, Phil's having one of those weeks where I'm trying really hard not to do 2 Phil videos in a week.
Oh, it makes me want to like.
I'm trying really hard, but he's talking about his like a wife's Burger King birthday or something like that.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
DSP is having himself a banner week. And when's his day off? Thursday or Friday?
He keeps changing it. I don't know.
So he's still got a couple of days to wow us with shit. And it's getting really hard.
It makes me want to do like an extra hour show specifically dedicated to him sometimes.
Right? I feel like if I don't have a guest on
drives
Tuesdays,
me.
I should just do a DSP coverage
I've said
show.
that before.
Yeah. So thank you, Dirty Major Woody. Thank you also to Justin with $35 on PayPal.
Oh,
Holy shit, is that
thank
generous? So here they come now, 120 away from our goal tonight. Thank you guys very much. See, there's Trident. He says, LOL, I would watch it. Yeah, I love covering Phil. I think it's great. I really do. But I just feel like more than once a week, I feel like I'm being a dirty, dingy whore that's just like suckling off the Phil teat.
Yeah, you don't want to become that channel.
Right. I like to keep it pure and just make fun of the guy. I like to laugh at him. By the way, I've brought a few detractors around to my way of thinking.
Congratulations.
I had a few people who wrote to me and said, hey, I kind of took the Phil cancellation stuff way too seriously. You were right. We should just be fucking laughing at this dude. I got a little worked up. I'm like, you know what? I respect that guy more than any other kind of person.
Did you feel like a good dad and want to give him a pat on the shoulder and be like, that's okay, son. You got there.
No, because then they'll think you're a fucking condescending asshole. So I just go, my attitude towards people like that is you got to encourage them and tell them, hey, thanks, man. That's cool. No worries. Because then other people will feel safe to do the same thing. If you shit on people after they come and tell you were right about something, if you dunk on them, then that means they're not going to do that the next time they think they're wrong.
Right.
Thank you very much to Ethan for $5.55 over there on the PayPal. That's going to move us to $1.15 tonight. Boy, you guys are quickly taking this thing down. Thank you very much. Piggletine says, is Adam Carolla on the radio Mount Rushmore? No, but I'll put him on the podcasting Mount Rushmore. Adam was the first one to leave radio and go, fuck it, I'm doing a podcast, and he crushed it. Until Rogan, he was the guy. So podcasting, I would go Maron, Carolla, Rogan. And I'm not the biggest Mark Maron guy in the world, but his podcast was huge. He had fucking the President Obama on, for God's sake.
That's pretty big.
I would say Maron, Carolla, Rogan, and who's my fourth spot?
He says Tom Green.
On podcasting's Mount Rushmore. That sounds ridiculous to some people, but Tom Green was one of the first ones to go, I'm going to have my own server and do a TV show. Okay. So
a little different.
I don't know. Maybe it's too early in the podcast game to pick a Mount Rushmore too, but definitely Carolla and Rogan are on it. That's for sure. Rusty Grammer with a $5 super chat says towards Aaron Imholt's electric bill, TEPS, so I don't have to listen to Johnny Rock. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
And oh my God, Trident coming in with $50. Holy shit, Trident.
Man.
So generous of you all the time. Thank you, pal.
Thank you.
$65 away from our goal tonight. So we're just about there. We may not even have to pass the hat around tonight. You guys are so close. Kurt Angle cut a promo on DSP just like Jim Cornette. Oh boy, we might have to watch that.
Oh,
I'm not gonna do a second clip of DSP tonight. I won't do that.
You said that before.
I'm not gonna do a second clip. Like, I'm not gonna put this up on its own. Dude, I gotta get to Rogan, Schaub, and Callen. I gotta get that up there.
We had a loaded night last night.
The rest in peace to Kiwi Farms. The Cumia Stuttering John stuff is gonna be its own 1 hour thing.
Well, what the hell you been doing, man?
So I can't do another DSP video.
Just kidding.
I can't. I don't have the room for it. I got Pat Dixon going up tonight. So
I am so
my dance card is full.
backlogged. I have got to listen to you on the Who Are These podcasts, and that's like 2 hours long, right? And then this Dixon thing was like an hour long.
Oh yeah, about 50
I've got
minutes to
3
an hour.
hours of shit I need to listen to.
A lot of Steel Toe content. If you're a Steel Toe fan, you got a lot of content. Citizen M says, truly am sorry I freaked out over you being a DSP apologist. I will stop spamming the Anti-Defamation League with links to your channel. Stop telling the Jews what I'm saying. We've said this so many times in the past, and you guys don't fucking listen. Thank you, Snapper, for the $5 super sticker. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
$60 away from our goal today. People say, why do you do it in multiples of 5? When YouTube gives you 70%. The reason I count the $5 ones as 5 is because it's like a fucking $1.50 off each time, and that's not going to make or break anything. They just round up to 5 and do it. Joffrey Bond says, do you two engage in butt stuff? That'll get you 1 million subs fast. Yeah, maybe on OnlyFans.
Yeah, you told the morning show that you were totally against us doing OnlyFans. Or was it just me?
I'm against you doing OnlyFans. The only way I see it's forgivable for a woman to do OnlyFans when she's married is if her and the husband are fucking on the OnlyFans.
Okay.
That's the only way I see it as acceptable. Because that teacher we were talking about on the show today, like, she was doing all this fucked up, I don't know how much shit she does on OnlyFans.
Sure.
But on her free page, like, there's, not much to the imagination.
Just on the free page?
Just on the free page.
Got it.
And so I don't know what her limits are, but I mean, she's got a husband and guys are just jerking off to her constantly. And it's like, you got to feel a little emasculated and cucked by that, don't you?
I don't know, even as like the wife, if you were doing that, I'd feel like you totally didn't care about our relationship.
She's made $1 million in less than a year.
Yeah, I know. That's the only Band-Aid for it.
I mean, that's the only thing is you're such money whores that it doesn't bother you, I guess. I don't know. Jimmy Kaletsis says, Cumia killed Stuttering John this afternoon. John is just trying to raise money for a beloved chatter's loved one. We did our whole first hour of tonight's show was Cumia and Stuttering John. Yes. We'll cut it out and put it up as its own clip later this week. Carlos says you could do an OnlyFans. That's shit you can't. You could do a show on OnlyFans. That's shit you can't say on YouTube.
Wow, an OnlyFans backup.
Is there anything that we can't say here? I feel like we find ways
I don't
to
think that's
say.
the point.
I feel like we find ways to say what we want to say here.
We do.
And that's the fun part of it.
Yeah, that's kind of like when you were on radio, you skirted around much more stuff than you do here.
Yeah.
And it was still fun.
That's true. There was a racist incident at a volleyball match between Brigham Young University and Duke this weekend. Terrible racist thing happened. I mean, it was just an awful, offensive, egregious, white supremacist, racist thing that happened.
I feel like you're buttering me up for something that wasn't that bad.
Guess what?
What?
The alleged super racist thing that happened?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody ever saw it.
Oh.
Nobody ever heard it. Nobody can come forward to corroborate the allegations.
Got it.
It's once again, we cover a lot of these. Another one of these, notice me. I don't have any particular talent or skill as to why you should notice me. But you know what really has value in today's culture? Being a victim.
Skin color.
If you can be a victim, especially for your skin color, you have got it, man.
The world is your oyster.
It is your oyster. Alex, thank you very much for the $10 super sticker. $55 away from our goal today. So we are getting very close. 20 minutes left in regulation, but with $55 away from the goal, I think we're going to be doing overtime tonight. Thank you, guys. If you want to finish it up, everybody chip in. We'll knock that out in no time. So over the weekend, the spotlight was on NCAA women's volleyball, which is a sentence I never thought I'd fucking say in my life.
Was it though?
Well, yeah, was it really? I mean, I personally had a fantasy football draft.
I was watching the U.S. Open.
LSU Florida State was a ridiculous game.
Yeah.
The Gophers kicked the ever-loving shit out of New Mexico State. I mean, I had options. That's all I'm saying.
I feel like that's bottom of my list.
NCAA women's volleyball or WNBA playoffs? Which one you watching?
Volleyball.
Okay. For the worst possible reasons, Duke University sophomore Rachel Richardson was playing at a tournament in the Brigham Young University Fieldhouse when things turned ugly. As Richardson said in a statement on Sunday, she and the other black Duke players were targeted and racially heckled throughout the entirety of the match. That's right. Those volleyball fans are historically known for being remarkable shit talkers.
Didn't you know?
Oh, God. I mean,
the things I've heard in the Litchfield gym at volleyball matches.
Look, man, you guys go to volleyball. You guys have been to like Raider games and shit, and you think those fans are nuts. You go to a fucking volleyball game and tell me you ain't walking away crying. Most major news outlets around the country, of course, reported on the allegations as if they were fact. A great rundown of the evidence so far in the story. It's been 1 week since the Duke-BYU women's volleyball game and nearly a week since allegations of racism from a BYU fan against Duke athlete Rachel Richardson surfaced on Twitter. What I like to do is map out these events and put together a timeline of the story and then compare the allegations of what happened versus what actually happened based on available evidence. This person said a week ago Saturday, political candidate Lisa Pamplin tweets out allegations of racism that her goddaughter, Rachel Richardson, experienced while playing a volleyball match versus BYU in Provo, Utah. These major allegations should be taken with the utmost seriousness. Shortly thereafter, BYU releases their own response to the allegations, condemning all forms of racism and revealing that they had banned a fan in attendance, someone who Duke had pointed out as the culprit. This fan was not a student of BYU.
Okay.
3A. By this time, BYU is in DEFCON 1 PR crisis management. The athletic director tweets out his own statement as BYU was scheduled to play another volleyball match. So they are in full-on panic mode here.
This is very wordy, too.
Then there's a video of athletic director Tom Holmoe.
It's literally
Holmoe. Tom Holmoe. Addressing the BYU student section and crowd at Saturday night's game. Here's the speech he gives about the racist incident, which, again, now we know there is no evidence that it ever fucking happened.
Right.
Look at how quickly these people tuck their dicks between their legs and cower because someone said racist. Guys, how about we prove the shit before we cower like
Right.
little pussies?
Look into it, maybe.
Yeah.
For those who don't know me, my name is Tom Holmo. I'm the athletic director at BYU.
If you say homo too fast, people think you said homo.
Yeah, if
At
you're
last
drunk, that is a slip up for sure.
night's game,
How many times has he almost gotten fired for saying his own name?
Too many.
there were some egregious and hurtful slurs that were directed at members of the Duke University women's volleyball team. I'm the athletic director, and I'm accountable for what happens in all our athletic events. And with that in mind, the process to get better and to heal has already begun, as you can see, and you'll see a little bit more.
Joe, this is another thing about sports now. It's fucking heckling.
I know.
If it ever happened at all, it's a dumb shithead in the audience who said dumb shithead in the audience things.
And wasn't that always part of the thing you signed up for with sports?
Yeah. And the more oxygen you give this shit, the bigger deal it becomes. Release your little statement. Hey, that was shitty. That shouldn't happen. You know, hey, never again. Boom. Done.
Right. The reason we're here right now is because they give too much
Yeah.
attention to all of these little things.
Often. I want you to know that
Guy talks
Oh,
funny.
whoa.
this morning I visited with the young athlete.
He didn't know how to say black.
He kind of looks like a South Park character when he squints.
They're making this poor white guy talk about this like he knows what the fuck to say.
How
I met with the young... Do we say Negro anymore? I don't know. I mean, my last name is Homo. I mean...
many times has his last name been hurled at him as like an insult?
Yeah.
On Duke's team and her coach. If you would have met her, you would have loved her. But you don't know her.
Fuck.
What do you think? If I don't know her, I'm going to call her the N-word? Like, what do these people think we all are?
This
Like,
sounds like he's talking about like a long lost love that nobody
Yeah.
believes he talks about.
she lives in Niagara Falls. You guys have never met her.
He's real.
And so you don't feel that way. As children of God,
Whoa.
we are
It's BYU. It's a Mormon school.
Excuse me.
Yeah, they're big on God.
I'm actually a
responsible.
Satanist.
It's our
Just kidding.
mission to love one another and treat everybody with respect. And that didn't happen. We fell very short.
Okay, so he does the whole groveling, like we fell short, blah, blah, blah thing. Well, there's a problem.
Okay. What happened?
Well, part of the woman's allegations was that not only was Richardson the victim of racial slurs, but that both her and her African-American teammates were targeted and racially heckled throughout the entirety of the match. By this time, the media had caught wind of the story and ran with Richardson's allegations as if they were the full truth of what had happened. Everybody ran with the story.
Okay.
Celebrities, high-profile journalists tweeting about the allegations. Even the governor of Utah was acknowledging the alleged racist incident, even going as far as calling the suspected perpetrator an asshole. Now, we've seen Jussie Smollett. We've seen Bubba Wallace. We've seen hoaxes before.
Yes, we have.
And yet we all just jump right to moths like a flame that, oh, of course this happened and nobody was doing it for attention.
How many times have we said the same story about like, kids found like the N-word spray painted in the bathroom
Right.
at school, and turns out it was that kid that wrote it. I mean, it happens everywhere.
Quick note, thank you to Birdman and Scott Richard Staska, both with super chats, super stickers. $45 away from our goal tonight. That means we are doing overtime on credit. We just got to knock out that $45 by 9:30 tonight. So thank you guys very much. There's no offering plate segment tonight. No super begging, as the goal is only $45 away. So let's knock the rest of that out
Oh, bless
and call
you
it a night.
guys.
Let's finish up this story. This was the accepted narrative across the country for nearly 4 days without any news organizations investigating the claims further than just Richardson's word. That is, until an independent student newspaper released their findings of their own investigation. You know, someone doing actual fucking journalism.
Yes, they looked into it.
We would like to shine light on the claim that there were racist remarks at the volleyball game last week. Upon further investigation, we have heard from sources that put this under great question. Their investigation called into question whether or not racial slurs were even uttered at the game, as multiple students who were sitting in the student section said that none of them ever heard a single derogatory remark toward any Duke players. They said they were not aware there had even been a problem until after the game.
Wow.
On the same day that the article was released, the Salt Lake Tribune released their own findings of their investigation into the incident, stating that video evidence does not show the banned fan using racial slurs during the entire match. I'm suing the fucking shit out of that school if I'm that person.
You should, because they totally just singled you out and said that was you.
I am, unlike Stuttering John, I'm
That's
calling
evil.
an actual lawyer and I'm filing an actual lawsuit if there is video evidence where the Duke players pointed out and said that's where it came from, and you got somebody videoing the whole thing, and there is not one instance of that happening, and these girls fucking lied because, again, being victims gets you attention. I don't even know if I blame these girls if they're lying. This is the whole world they grew up in taught them, if you play the victim on this, you'll get positive attention.
Right, and it's not like out of the ordinary for someone to start rumors, especially like maybe if their things aren't going well for them.
Yeah.
So that happens.
BYU campus police state in their report that the banned fan was visible on camera the entire match and yet was never observed to be hurling racial slurs or taunting Rachel Richardson. Even the athletic department employees who surveyed all video footage of the match said that there is no evidence that this fan, who Duke specifically singled out as the perpetrator, this isn't the school guessing. These women said that's them.
And you banned them.
Ever used a racial slur during the game. So far, there hasn't been a single person who was at Friday night's match come forward to corroborate Richardson's claims of racial slurs. No one in the stands, no one on the floor, no game officials, and not even Richardson's teammates have claimed to have heard it. What, do they think that you go to a volleyball game and one fan just gets close enough to go to one player and go, N-word?
I know that of all things to a volleyball game, this is not where that's happening. It's just not.
Again, fucking sue the shit out of them.
Yes, you're right. If there's total evidence that like clears your name, absolutely.
The Duke BYU match on Friday set a record in attendance for women's volleyball at the Smith Fieldhouse. Over 5,700 people were at the game. Holy shit. The BYU women's team is ranked top 10 in the nation. Cougar fans love to support their teams. The student section is right on the baseline of the court, right where players serve the ball. Your arm's length distance from some of the fans and the players. Here's a picture. That's the field house. That's the little, so that's where they are. There's where the players are. There's where the fans are. You're telling me if someone yelled out an N-bomb, none of these fucking people heard it. This guy didn't hear it. This lady didn't hear it. This guy didn't hear it. Bullshit.
That's not something people forget either. Do you remember going to
Hit the
sporting
subscribe
events?
button,
sorry,
smash that like button, and click the bell to get notifications.
I mean, it's not
Maybe
untrue. Definitely smash the like button.
Maybe it's just too small town, but like to me, when I was at either way back in the day, a high school event or a college event here in town, which is also small, like if you heard something like that get yelled, you don't forget it.
No, not at all.
You know that you heard that.
You would know. So the whole thread continues. Some of the students in the student section that were players on the BYU men's basketball team, this is the exact same area where Rachel Richardson claims racial slurs were coming from. That's the area she said she was yelled racial slurs at. You're telling me nobody has said they heard her using that word or they heard this fan saying anything derogatory. And there was video on her the entire time. Never a word. Nobody reacted
There's
to it.
plenty of people around. Like there's nobody backing you up. I'm sorry.
When asked on social media whether or not he heard racial slurs being yelled at the game, BYU basketball player Gideon George said he did not hear anything. And by the way, I think this guy, judging by the looks of the basketball players who were in attendance, might be a little upset if the N-word had been used.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Like, you think they're just yelling racial slurs at you? I doubt it.
Yeah. So let's recap. Duke athlete Rachel Richardson alleged that a fan or fans at the BYU game were targeting and racially heckling her. Her godmother, Lisa Pamplin, who was not at the game, claimed that Richardson was called the N-word every time she served. And yet not one single person present at the game that night has corroborated these allegations. Not even Richardson's own teammates have claimed to have heard racial slurs. And not only that, there is video evidence. There is video evidence whatsoever that supports these. There is not only that, there is no video evidence to support the claims.
Well, you know
the match
what it
was
is.
televised live on BYU TV. You can watch a replay match for free.
You know what it is, Aaron? Every single person but her at that volleyball game got together and talked about it before that game started. And they all agreed to back each other up and say it never happened, but they did yell it at her.
Right, and all of her teammates, too, decided
Seems
not to
likely.
get her back.
They just hate her that much.
Yeah, they all just hate her guts. It's got to be a personal thing. Do you want to listen to one of her serves and
See if we hear a racial
see
slur.
if we hear a
Lived in
racial
Salt
slur?
Lake City, aged like 1 to 4, and then moved to Virginia.
And very highly recruited. I know Utah was very
All right, here comes her serve.
high on her, wanted to get her back.
You can see why. Whitney Larinis with the kill. Let's bring in Kenzie Kerber. Kenzie, you actually
Okay, didn't hear anything there.
senior move by Gracie Johnson, who, by the way, lived in Salt Lake City, aged like 1 to 4, and then
Yep, sorry, not hearing it.
No, I'm definitely not hearing anything.
Service number 2. Here we go, service number 2.
and Bauer goes, Eden that is, into the antenna. So 21-15 in set 2. Cougars won the first set 25-14. Duke has already surpassed its point total from set 1, but staring.
Didn't hear anybody
I
say
heard
the N-word.
nothing.
Fucking bullshit. So then they put all of her serves up in this Twitter thread.
Because you want to know something too? Like, so I'm a woman and I've been a teammate with other women before. I guarantee you, whether it's on your team or the other team, if they heard that being yelled at somebody in the game, they're going to stick up for you too and probably speak out against that.
I mean,
And it's not happening.
that is just fucking remarkable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to lie like that, you know? I mean, to just be
What does it
okay
get
with
you?
lying that hard. It's unbelievable.
I just don't understand what it does for you.
Pumice Stoned with $1.99 says, how does this guy have a camera on him? Not sport. Not sport. You mean like
Not
somebody filming it?
spot. Maybe? I don't know.
Thank you for the $1.99. William Walsh says, how do you sign language the N-word? DM me. I'll let you know. Snapper says, the only way you hear that shit is if folks are chanting it as a group. Exactly. You heard there were 5,700 people out there. In order for her to hear one person yelling that at her, everyone would be able to hear her.
That's what I'm saying. And they're not going to forget it. And they're not all going to be sympathetic to the guy that supposedly said the thing. They're going to feel bad for you.
Pumice Stone says, M. Night Shyamalan twist. It was a black guy that said it. That's not an M. Night Shyamalan twist. That's just more likely to happen. Is that you're more likely to hear that word from a black guy than a white person.
Yeah,
white
but we
person
did just
terrified
get done
you.
saying that like the basketball player or whatever wouldn't be happy about it.
Right.
So-
And he says he didn't hear a fucking thing. Racial slurs get you beat up in this day and age, and someone did it all, gave abs, nothing happened. BS. Yeah, I don't think anything happened. I don't buy it for a fucking second.
Not really.
I Sneeze Profanity says, I was just singing a DuckTales parody.
And that's just fun.
Yeah. William Walsh says, no problem. I'll Google it. All right. There you go. All right, guys, we are doing overtime on credit tonight. Let's just make sure we knock out that last $45 before this half hour of overtime is up. If you feel like chipping in, please do. It's been not only a very generous evening, a very well-populated evening, and also a really, really great show.
Pretty cool.
So thank you, everyone who has been pitching in tonight. Remember to keep hitting that like button because, again, it helps the show and it helps the video a ton.
Thanks. guys.
Do we want to watch Kurt Angle cut his promo on DSP?
Yes.
I think we
I
do.
think we have to watch it.
First, I just want to say, Pat Dixon, very nice guy. Half hour from now, please stick around after we're done. Go back to our channel and watch the Pat Dixon interview. If you got to stay up late tonight, you need something to listen to. Pat talking about the shitty state that New York's in, Compound Media, Censored.tv, Gino Bisconte, Unique, just
Yep.
a whole bunch of other topics. You'll really enjoy it. Pat was a treat to have on the program. He says, I said you can come on anytime. He says, just ask, I'm there. Much thanks again. Big fan of what you're doing. Do you ever make time to guest on other shows? We'll tweet the link whenever it's available. Absolutely. I love going on other shows. There we go.
Look at you.
Does that mean I'm getting the New York City Crime Report
yes,
invite?
it does.
Aaron's going to be on New York City Crime Report. No, I can't say that yet.
Allegedly.
I had Carl on. He's like, you should do my show. I have Pat on. Hey, do you do other shows? Hey,
It's pretty cool.
So, well, then we just got to get on Gavin after that.
All right.
We didn't trash Gavin on the Owen Benjamin thing, did we?
It's always hard to remember.
Look, we did say it was a hacky radio bit, and that's the only reason I didn't like it. I did say numerous times that I think Gavin's a funny guy.
Yes.
I just said I thought the fake arrest thing was kind of a hacky morning zoo bit, and I didn't like that.
I really do wish we could get Cumia on here to talk about the Stuttering John stuff.
Yes.
Or Howard, but I know those are maybe... I think Cumia is a little more attainable than Stern, obviously.
I mean, we beefed with Gino for a couple of days, but I don't think in any way that would stop Cumia from coming on.
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't about him.
Opie definitely is a hard no because we made fun of Opie. He told us to get fucked, basically.
Okay, well, come on here and tell Aaron to get fucked then.
Right. Opie, like, it's...
Come on.
Opie, this is bad news, but, like, we consistently get more viewers than you do. And I'm not saying that as a brag.
Stop it. You're not helping.
Oh. Yeah, I really can't help myself, can
Suck
I?
his dick a little bit.
little
and then you
bit.
two can have it out live.
Shit. I gotta learn patience. I have to learn the art of the slow burn.
You do.
Is what I have to do.
You are very much an all or nothing guy.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. All right, let's watch the Kurt Angle DSP promo. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I left that goal up top still says 55. That is not accurate. You guys are way more generous than that. It's 45. There, the pinned message has been fixed. I don't want you guys giving more than we need. Here we go. DSP getting this is the kind of shit I like you detractor people doing. Trying to get him canceled and all that stuff. That just makes you look stupid and petty and shitty and like you don't know how to have fun. You have no comedic backbone. You have no sense of enjoyment. You're just in this for blood, and that's no fun. The people who are doing this thing where they're paying Kurt Angle to cut a promo on DSP on Cameo, those are the kind of detractors that really keep this thing going.
Yes, you're making something of it too. Like you're making something of this guy that's totally shitty, but it's funny.
Right, and you're creating content.
Right.
More importantly. So this is Kurt Angle cutting a promo on DSP. Now, so far we've watched Jim Cornette do this, and we have watched...
was it Kevin Nash?
Kevin Nash do this as well. Trucker 18-wheeler, thank you very much.
Wow, thank
for
you.
the $30, 70% quick. That's going to knock 20 off the goal. We are $25 away from knocking that out tonight. Thank you guys very much. All right, without further ado, Kurt Angle with a message for the one and only DSP, Darkside Phil.
Hey, Phil Burnell, it's your Olympic hero, Kurt Angle. And detractors have your number, buddy. I've seen the bank leaks. Jasper showed me your phone.
So Kurt Angle is claiming that DSP's cat has shown Kurt Angle his phone.
Could happen.
We all know the WWE Champion's addiction is getting worse. Oh, it's true. It's damn true. And Cat deserves more than Burger King. And by the way, I'm watching you.
Fucking Kurt Angle.
Oh my God.
That is great. That was a really concise one too.
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet. Just Kurt Angle going, hey, I've seen the bank leak. Like whoever wrote that for Kurt they didn't linger too long. They just got right to the point. Boom, boom, boom. 20 seconds from Kurt Angle. Nailed him. Nice work. Beautiful.
How old
Perfect.
is Kurt?
I'm going to make a guess, then I'm going to look it up. I
He
think,
looked like he was in good shape.
Kurt Angle on the outside is in good shape. Kurt Angle on the inside is a fucking train wreck. I mean, he can't.
That's most wrestlers, it seems.
Did you notice his neck or no?
I thought he was just doing this with a camera.
No. Kurt Angle has had his spine fused so many times that his neck is like Batman and he can't turn his head. He has to go like this.
Dude, that's fucked.
He has to look at people like this because he's had to have his neck fused so many times.
No thanks.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about a guy who gave everything to pro wrestling.
That's the one.
Kurt Angle's one of those guys, like The Undertaker, you know. He, oof. By the way, that reference to cat deserves better than Burger King. Now, fuck me. I'm going down a rabbit hole.
I had to know what this was,
Here.
please.
You know what? Here. I'll write it down, but I won't post it until this weekend. That way I still stuck to the one DSP thing a week.
Okay.
All right. I always turn to good old Snort Hogan when I need things like this done. I hope he covered the...
I like having channels you can just rely on.
DSP rants about Kat's Burger King birthday a year later. So what do we know about this?
I know nothing.
Apparently, he must have taken Kat to Burger King for a birthday. Real quick, the legendary side effect says, just a bit of love here. Hope it got you there. Stay sick. Thank you. 15 bucks away. And then Trident says, good luck rounding this. You motherfucker. Wow. Hold on a second.
Thank you, guys.
Here you go. You guys are very generous. Thank you. Times 0.7. That's 45 off the goal. Thank you very much. So that's going to put us...
We've more than hit the goal.
We've more than hit the goal. I'm trying to credit the overages now so we can roll it over to tomorrow.
Jesus, man.
If you're new to this show, we never take extra from the audience. We always roll it over.
I'm going to get you an abacus to have on the desk.
All right. So we're $5 over, and now we're $25 over because Mark just threw in $20 via PayPal. So
guys, thank you.
$25 over for tomorrow night. Thank you, guys. We're done now. No more money. We're just going to do a show for you.
So sweet.
We appreciate it. Anything you put in there is going towards tomorrow night. Now they're laughing at me for using a calculator. I'm telling you right now.
What is it supposed to do?
I'm terrible at math. All right, let's go to DSP and the burger thing. Ooh, Pat says, cool. I'll contact you about that soon. I'm going to be on Crime Report. Who are
Your
these?
head is going to be so fucking fat one of these days.
Who are these podcasts? New York City Crime Report. It's only a matter of time before I got to leave you to fly out to New York to do Cumia. Could you imagine meeting?
You would not fucking leave me.
Could you imagine?
You're taking me with, and you know
I
it.
would. You're too old for Anthony anyway. Could you imagine meeting Gino face to face?
Yeah, I could see exactly how that go down.
Hey, douchebag, how's it going?
No, then he tries to hit on me in front of you because that's what he does is go after other people's women.
And then you go, ew, you're 60. Don't do that.
Ugh. When you wear a bandana everywhere.
Stop it. Stop wearing a bandana. It probably smells bad.
Yeah, wash it once in a while.
Orange Boy with $1.99. Thank you, buddy. Trucker 18-wheeler says, my teacher told me I never had a calculator in my pocket, though.
Dude, fuck every teacher who ever said, ooh, what are you going to be able to do quicker, longhand math or a phone calculator?
Fuck you, I'm just counting that as 20. I don't want to get made fun of for doing calculator things again.
Oh.
So that's just counting as 20. $45 into tomorrow night's goal. Thank you guys very much.
Bastard.
All right, so let's get this, let's figure out this Burger King thing. What's the... So I guess, DSP took his wife to Burger King for her birthday, and now her birthday's coming up again. He's hitting people up for money for the birthday. He wants to get her a nice birthday thing.
You want some Burger King for your next birthday? Should we, do a joint birthday dinner at Burger King?
Oh, that's nice. I'm going to get an original chicken sandwich.
That means we'd be at Burger King on Christmas Eve. Oh, fucked.
Just take a trip down memory lane with all of you today.
Okay.
Right? If you can believe it, it was 1 year ago, a whole year, when the disaster story happened of my wife's birthday. So what I'd like to do is give you a quick reminder and tell you the story of what happened last year versus this year and how different it is. All right, so here's the thing. When it's a birthday, it's a special day, you want to have a good day, right?
Is it? Let me just say this. After 21, Your birthdays aren't really that important anymore.
They're not. They're just...
The milestone ones, 30, 40, 50, 60, maybe.
Well, that's different, but like...
Like, I'm turning 36 this year. I don't really care.
What? What are you going to do for 28 for me?
Yeah.
I mean, it's seemingly unimportant.
Yeah.
You guys know that the way that, my life is that I work 6 days a week full time. All right? I have
Whoa.
1 day a week.
Take it fucking easy, Phil.
Right?
All right? I work... You sit... See,
Come on.
guys like this make all other streamers look bad because streamers don't sit here and talk like they're welders. All right? Streamers and broadcasters, one of the jokes when you're in radio is, oh, it beats working for a living.
Okay.
So easy with the I work 6 days a week and the...
Week off to spend with my wife, and half that day is typically spent running errands, doing things like grocery shopping. If I need to do something like go to any appointments that I have during a week, I have to do on that one day.
Normal
Like I said,
people
I have to take
shit.
Jasper to the vet, any doctor's appointments, any legal appointments, anything like that has to be done during that day.
Legal appointments, that was clearly a fuck you to the detractors trying to report him. Like, watch out, guys. Be on your toes. I might have legal
God,
appointments.
right?
In addition, any other things, like sometimes I got to go to the garbage dump. Sometimes I got to...
What? To look for that computer he needs.
Hey, Oscar the Grouch, get the fuck out of the garbage. What are you doing? Some days I gotta go to the garbage dump to remind myself, hey, if I don't get my money on this stream, if I don't meet my tips, I'm gonna live here.
I hate that he does this. He's listing everything that normal people do all the time.
Right.
And they have to do it on work days.
Yeah.
They don't do it on their day off. They do it on work days.
I was just gonna say, everybody alive does all this shit and works their full day.
Yes.
Like, people on their day off just fucking chill.
You know what I did when I worked at the machine shop? Like, I would work my 10-hour shift and schedule my appointment for as soon as I'm done working.
Right.
And then I'll get home 3 hours later.
He always has to raise all this money for his day off. It's like, Phil, people's day off are sometimes the cheapest days they have in the week.
Because they just want to fucking sit.
Right. They want to
You know?
watch Breaking Bad.
Yes, I'm addicted to it all over again.
I know. The plane just crashed.
It's sick.
In where we're watching. Although I have a weird hankering to watch Tombstone tonight. But I'll probably
out of
watch.
nowhere.
I'll probably watch Breaking Bad.
Okay.
to go get special supplies or things that you can't just get at a grocery store. It's all got to be done on that day off, okay?
Oh, stop leaning into the microphone to snort like that. It never gets easier for me.
Can I see him do it again, though? His body language was really funny.
He likes to lean in.
He does.
Get at a grocery store. It's all got to be done on that day off, okay?
What is that?
Why do we lean right into it?
And he makes an expression with his eyes like his eyes bug.
He loves that deviated septum.
So, last year, my wife and I wanted to plan a special day for her birthday. And I said, what would you like to do? And she says, well, we got to do our errands and things. So what I'd like to do is plan it so we get those done early on in the day. And then we can go and do something special. I said, well, what would you like to do special? They're like, well, I love sushi. Let me look for like sushi places and something special. So what we did is there's a
If you just wanted to go to Coburn's deli counter and grab me some of the sushi their guy makes, that would be fine for a good $8-9.
I hear ya.
Yeah.
You really want to step it up, go to Byerly's?
I
but
guess.
that's like the same price.
It's the same stuff.
how can I explain it? If you drive about a half an hour away from here, there's another town out there in Washington where there's a lot of shopping, there's a lot of restaurants, there's a lot of other things out there as well that we do every once in a while. We don't do it all the time because it's pretty far away.
I'm bored.
I'm super bored. I'm trying to think of what we're doing after the show.
Yeah, no
Listening to
offense,
him.
no offense, DSP people, but I think and nobody suggested this one to us, so I'm not blaming you guys for this.
This is your fault.
Kurt Angle mentioned the Burger King thing just a second ago, so I just thought I'd check in on the Burger King thing. That sucked.
I feel like you'd be happy even with like a McDouble meal
Yeah,
from McDonald's. You'd
That
just
sounds
be
nice.
happy as a little pig in shit.
yeah. One thing I've noticed about DSP is when he's not being unbearably cringe, he's remarkably boring.
He's a
know?
basic bitch.
There is no in between for Dark Side
No.
Phil. There's never like a moment where people can go, okay, yeah, he sucks, but he did this bit one time that was really funny. It's always either he's humiliating himself or he's boring me to tears.
Like, I think that one time, the most recently, that he like really tried to go for it and have a moment, he ended up just making a racist joke.
Yeah.
that got him in a lot of hot shit.
That's about it. Silverwolf says, what the fuck? There's a plane crash in Breaking Bad? Spoiler!
There was a lot of people that died.
There is absolutely no way that me saying that could spoil anything in Breaking Bad for you. Don't worry. 986 from Informal Warfare. He says, okay, all kidding aside, please bust out the calculator to figure out 70% of this one, bro. No, you keep the 14 cents. It's going to count as $7. You know what? Fuck you. 10. There. It's 55 now for tomorrow. Oh. But thank you for the effort. Someone pointing out to me that it's $6.90. Thanks, bud. Appreciate that.
Oh, thank you.
Jay Santos says, shocked this guy has a wife. Is she cute?
I don't know what she looks like. Can we find her?
I'm sure we can. I'm sure she's been on a stream before.
What's her name? Kat?
Yeah.
Kat Burnell.
If she... What a sexy name.
Oh, Kat.
Kat Burnell. Well, if that's her...
Wow, he definitely outkicked his girlfriend.
Is that really her?
I don't know. That can't be her.
I spelled it with a C. Oh, there's Phil Burnell with a cat.
I think it's K.
Oh, is it?
Try K.
Okay.
That one, though, he would have really outdone himself.
That's a black soccer player.
That is not the right there.
Oh, hold on. Okay, I don't want to put her up on screen if that's like breaking any rules or anything.
What's your analysis?
She's not gross.
She is what I thought she would be.
She's got some tits.
You know what?
She's got a face.
I think they very much go together. They're on the same level.
I don't think so. I think she's still probably too good of a person for him. I don't want to put her picture up there for too long.
There's a little crazy in those eyeballs.
He doesn't deserve girls, though. Like, he's gross. He's too gross for girls. Girls shouldn't be around him.
She's lovely. You're right.
He should be an asexual being.
That masturbates on camera.
I'd feel a lot more comfortable in the world if Phil voluntarily decided to become a eunuch. I'd feel like the world was in a better place.
He did bless us by not having children.
That's true. He has Jasper. He's fucked up a cat.
I have Gordy.
I don't know,
I have
man.
a Chewini.
Yeah, I don't know about Dark Side Phil. I don't think I feel comfortable having girls around Dark Side Phil. I don't. Oh, don't make bad pictures of Kat. She doesn't deserve it.
Don't do this to her.
Oh, don't do that to her.
She kind of did ask for this, though. She married him.
I don't know.
Right?
Gordy says, I'm all you need.
Yes, you are. You know what? Gordy did some fucking growing up this weekend. He made friends with big dogs, including a pit bull. Okay.
He did. He played with a pit bull. I had to contain my scared shittedness.
That pit bull at one point decided that they were friends and wanted to play, but didn't know how big he was, and his entire mouth was around Gordy's shoulders.
Really?
I was afraid. He did not bite down, but he was like doing, you know how Gordy like just kind of mouths you?
Yeah.
He did one of those to Gordy with his ginormous jaws. My heart stopped.
Oh, boy.
But Gordy was a good boy, and he had a good weekend.
All right. Well, Chico says Mersh is married to his cats. Mersh loves his cats. Mersh absolutely loves Louie. And his, what does he have, 2 now? Does he have 2 cats? I only know about Louie.
Corey has 2 cats and loves them.
Citizen M writes, fuck creepy incel DSP clippers. This is war. Aaron and April Imholt just now. No, I don't think we said that at all. We just said that one, he was boring in that one. I didn't give a shit about that one. I thought that one was incredibly boring. Chico says, April daydreams about being tag teamed by Royce and Mersh while Mersh's cat watches.
Stop telling people these things.
Oh, man.
It's a secret.
Look, Royce and Mersh are both funny guys who I enjoy watching. I don't think either of them will ever be confused for sex symbols.
That's
if
what
I may.
you think.
Sorry.
That's your opinion.
I apologize.
Okay.
I'm just saying, if it's Royce, Mersh, and myself in a room, it's one of the very, very rare times that I would actually be the most attractive guy in the room.
So you're getting tag teamed.
I hope they don't fuck me.
Which one?
Well, are you going to ask me which member of Revenge of the Sis?
Which one is taking up the rear, if you will?
Out of those two?
Yeah, which would you rather?
Royce is too big and Cuban. They're very homophobic. So I'm going to say Mersh just out of sheer size differential. Mersh would have to get fucked in the ass. That's not a comment.
No, I thought
that's
you
not
were.
a commentary on Mersh's manhood at all in any way. It would just be the pure Cuban rage and homophobia of his upbringing that would cause Royce to fuck or be fucked, and he would probably fuck.
This is also not like diminishing your manliness at all, but I thought that when you said if you were to say that you were getting tag teamed by two people, you're the one getting fucked.
I'm not
Right?
getting tag teamed by anyone. You put that out there. I didn't put that evil
Well,
on
if
myself.
you had to, which ones,
No,
Okay.
that's my answer.
The cat, please.
No. I fuck Ethan Ralph. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Nobody clipped
No.
that ever.
There are so many people today who are so happy. I was just thinking about Ethan Ralph today because I was thinking there are so many fucking people that are thrilled to death that Kiwi Farms is gone.
Yeah.
And Ethan Ralph is
He's
definitely one of the people who's like, I'm glad that fucking place is gone. I fucking hate that place. They suck. They're shit.
It's fucking toxic.
Yeah. I don't know if, hey, guys, leave Jay Santos's comments alone. I think Ethan Ralph is probably very excited about it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I know Review Tech USA.
Does Ethan have one?
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. The goal's been hit. Somebody just pointed that out. Yeah. Remove it. There we go. Good. No
Ew.
more.
Oh, so many gross allegations in the chat.
Are there lots of gross allegations?
Oh.
Mersh has been okay. Chico says, Aaron, I'm sorry for that slander. We all know April dreams about 3 ways with Unique and his woman.
No. No.
Piggletine, I didn't take the goal down quick enough. Piggletine goes, grifter.
I like the name Piggletine.
I do. I like Piggletine, too.
Oh, but back to Kiwi Farms. Does Ethan Klein have one?
Yes.
I bet he's happy.
There's a lot of people, like Rich from Review Tech said today, he goes, do I care that that Kiwi Farms existed? No.
Okay.
Am I happy it's gone? No. Do I think it's positive that it's gone? He goes, he basically what he said was, I don't give a shit if Kiwi Farms existed or not, but the internet's a better place now that it's gone.
Yeah, but that means those people are scattershot everywhere now.
True. And I don't
They're
think...
not in one spot.
I think Kiwi Farms should have been policed better. And it kind of did what... Like, it had as much to do with its being thrown off the internet as any outside force did. Because they didn't police that shit very well, and it's impossible to. They let that genie out of the bottle.
How do you police gremlins?
But it was a remarkably unpleasant place, and I'll say this about Kiwi Farms. It being gone makes the internet a funnier place. Because Kiwi Farms didn't stop at like, oh, these people are funny, they're silly, let's laugh at their, mild inconveniences and just have a good time with it. It was like, oh, here's where this motherfucker lives. And it's like, oh, okay, guys, just let's autism it down a little bit. All right, let's chill. Let's fucking relax. And they were like, no, let's fucking bury this guy in the ground.
Dude, they foam at the mouth if you tell them to calm down.
Yeah, so I'll say this.
They're rabid.
As far as Kiwi Farms goes, I'm not rooting for them, for their demise. But at the same time, now that they are gone, I do think the internet's a funnier, more fun place to be.
I just want to make sure they're not, spreading the bullshit.
Well, Rebel Fluff says Kiwi is still up on the dark web. Barely anybody's going to be able to use it. It's not going to be relevant
This
anymore.
is going to be a very stupid question to some. What is the point in having like a site such as Kiwi Farms on the dark web if nobody's going to see it? Because isn't the whole point of being super shitty to people so they see it?
No, because again, this just got very personal for a lot of those guys, and they just wanted to fucking rage against these people. And it's like, well, that takes all the fun out of it.
But again, if the person that you're raging against never sees it, then it wasn't heard.
It helps you feel better to get that out. You're so consumed
it's like
with
keeping
rage.
a journal?
Yes. You're so consumed with rage about these people that you got to write it on some blog, and it's kind of sad, really, because I always thought that this was all for making jokes and teasing people and everything else, and they always took it like way too far, and you're like, guys, it's not fun anymore. It's just kind of gay now. Just kind of overly obsessed with this
Kind of
shit.
like you're all out drinking at a bar and your one friend like goes way too far, joking like about some chick or like touches her inappropriately.
Or like you're talking about some
ruins
dude
it.
and you're like, oh, that guy's kind of an asshole. I don't like him. And your drunk buddy goes, let's go to his house and fuck him up. And you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
We're having fun.
Calm the fuck
You're
down.
going way too far with this shit. Let's just go play darts or something. Let's shove a fucking steak in his neck. It's like, no, dude.
Let's go
chill.
fuck his mom.
Yeah. Let's go tie his mom down and fuck her. It's like, dude, none of us are
Tie
into that.
his mom down.
We just think he's kind of a dick. Like we didn't really think that this guy needed to suffer any kind of physical consequences. You're right. That's a great
Or his mom.
That's a great analogy. Kiwi Farms was the really way too drunk guy at the bar who takes everything way too seriously.
Yeah, it's your way too drunk friend that never grew up.
Oh man, I don't like what the president's doing. He's not very good. Yeah, somebody should rape him. It's like, whoa, fuck, dude. Calm down. Jesus, this night is starting to turn on you a little bit.
Oh, the visuals alone.
Yeah, let's check this out. A lot of people on the internet were applauding this. You know what? Nah, fuck it. I don't want to do the DeSantis thing now. I'm not in the right mood.
What's going on?
DeSantis made a really good political ad that people were cheering. I'll say that you listened to it today in the car.
Yeah.
I'll say this. I watched that political ad, and we'll play it on tomorrow morning's show, but I watched that ad, and I looked at April like, oh, that guy gets to be president whenever he wants to be. Like, it's just waiting for him.
He chooses.
Yeah. At this point, it's waiting for DeSantis whenever he's ready. The cost of rent is so insanely high in San Francisco that one school district is begging parents to rent their spare bedrooms out to teachers. And you know what? Shit's probably getting so expensive in San Francisco that a lot of parents are thinking about it.
Yes. Yes. People don't even have vacation homes anymore without renting them out when they're not there.
Right. Well,
you
that's
just
kind of
don't
a
do that.
bougie example. Yeah, those people can't even afford their vacation or second homes anymore.
It's San Francisco. Things are expensive there.
Well, in San Francisco, yeah, it's probably getting so expensive that they'll go, hey, do you think you can house one of our teachers like it's a Ukrainian refugee?
They can just like homeschool them then. Why not?
Yeah, well, think about it. It's great for the parents because they get a little pressure off the mortgage every month.
Mm-hmm.
It's great for the student. It's great for the teacher because they have more access to teaching their student. And it's great for the student because it's easier for them to get laid now. You see the teachers fuck children.
Oh, no, I got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I will say that...
you get an A and you get an A.
Yeah. You get anal. It's all good. We noticed that you're not in your bedroom at night when we get up in the middle of the night. Yeah, well, I'm getting tutored. You know, I'm just getting a lot of one-on-one time with the teacher, and it's really good for my grades. As you can see, I've gone from a C- to A's in my chemistry class. So you'll see that we're very good at chemistry.
I'm getting tutored.
The two of us. As communities across the Bay Area push to create affordable teacher housing, the Milpitas Unified School District is trying out a different approach, asking parents to take in teachers priced out by soaring Silicon Valley rents. The average apartment in Milpitas is now $3,000 a month. That's for rent.
Dude, that's before all of your other bills.
Right. That works out to roughly half the annual salary for early career teachers in the district who earned around $68,000 last year. So you figure in their rent and then how high the fucking taxes are in California, rent and taxes, and then you have no money.
How do you eat?
You just don't.
How do you have clothes? I don't know.
You rent a room from one of the parents of your students, and then you live that way.
How do you afford even public transportation?
Well, now, wait a minute. If you can get a decent apartment for $3,000, how about you and two other teachers rent an apartment together? 2 bedrooms. One of you has to share a room, and those two have to pay less rent than the other.
Got bunk beds.
Yeah. And you pay $1,000 a month.
What an existence, though. You can't ever bring someone home to fuck. Like, you don't have a social life because you can't afford it.
Well, at $1,000 a month, maybe you're okay. I mean, you got 3 people. You're sharing a 2-bedroom apartment. You got to share all the common areas. That sucks. You're probably only getting 1 bathroom.
I'm guessing that's really hard to come by because those are all pretty full. You know, that's going to be the cheapest ones are going to be the first ones to go. So you've got to imagine it's hard to get one.
Well, then I have an idea. Stop fucking up your goddamn city so bad.
I got an idea. More affordable housing.
Oh, God damn it. That's not... You're perfect. You go run for office out there. They'll love you.
They sure will.
They'll think you're great. Well, guys, I got to say thank you very much. Not only did we have one of our most watched evening shows in the time we've come to YouTube, but also you guys crushed that goal and then surpassed it by $55. So thank you very much for that. To our new viewers who came here for the Cumia Stuttering John stuff and really seemed to enjoy it, hit the like button on the video. That's great. But also subscribe to the channel. We'd really appreciate that. Coming up in 1 minute, less than 1 minute from now, we have the Pat Dixon interview debuting on this channel, premiering in 1 minute. So we're going to get out of here. Thank you guys very much for being so supportive. Thank you for allowing us to do overtime for you. We hope you really enjoyed the show. Subscribe, like the video. April, thank you very much.
Thank you, Aaron.
Now you guys go back to our channel and watch the Pat Dixon interview tonight. It was very fun. It was great. I loved talking to Pat.
Do it.
And we will talk to you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Central.